Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be covering all the fight action from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're covering the entire card, well, except for the first bout that just ended. And this is Canelo versus Munguia on War of Boxing.
Rashawn Holdings proudly presents Warweek Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Good evening, guys. Good evening to all of you. Tell you what, this is we saw a great fight for the interim or regular, whatever you want to call it, interim WBA welterweight championship. And boy, it saw Imantas Stanonis, Ronnie Shields' former fighter, taking care of business against Gabriel Mestre. And I told you guys, don't sleep on this one. This was going to be a great fight. Great style matchup. Gentleman who is 37, long in the tooth, but he's got over 500 amateur bouts. And boy, he really had a great showing. But he loses, though. Wide scorecards with scores of 119, 109, 118, 110, and 117, 111. I had it scored 8-4 in favor of Stanonis. Gabriel Mestre, and it's funny, when you look at fights of this nature, if you can make a case for Stanonis, if anyone's complaining about the scorecards, the wide nature of them, if you can make a case for Stanonis winning anywhere between 8 and 10 rounds, yeah, that's how you score it, guys. So congratulations to Imantas Stanonis, who retains the WBA title, world title, and he takes care of business. And that was a little surprising because he's had such a long layoff, but that's probably why he wasn't trying to fight from mid-long range. He wasn't using his jab as he customarily does. That's usually his primary weapon. But with all of the absence from the ring, the inactivity, I guess he felt his best chance to win would be pressuring the old man, the old Venezuelan, and to try and beat him up to the body and head. And it worked. Great job. And I tell you what, we move on. And so the next feature bout of the evening is going to be the Heartbreaker, Brandon Figueroa. Wow. And everyone thought that he's going to be facing the old man of the featherweight division. That's Jesse Magdaleno, former WBC champion. And look, last Saturday night, should anyone who's stating that and insists that Jesse Magdaleno is a little long in the tooth, and anyone who's saying that he's insisting that he's long in the tooth, well, so is Rancis Barthélemy last week. And Jose Ramirez was in deep trouble early in that fight, and it turned out to be a great action-filled fight. This is the similar style matchup. Brandon Figueroa is going to be the hard pressure fighter that he's going to throw a ton of punches at you. Jesse Magdaleno, so that means he's going to give a counterpuncher like Jesse a lot of targets in which to land effectively. But as we also have seen in the past, volume punters consistently give counterpunchers, a lot of trouble. So Jesse, at his age and all the wear and tear and the miles on his odometer, he's going to be in for it. And also, boy, Brandon Figueroa is he's 5'9", a big featherweight. I don't even see how he still makes a division. And Jesse Magdaleno is only 5'4", a southpaw. We'll see. But he's a good puncher. So we'll see, guys. We'll see if he actually has anything left in the tank. But I'll tell you what, guys, if you didn't see it, earlier this afternoon in Vegas, and that was a very good move by PBC and everyone involved, Tank Davis, all of his handlers, to stage the press conference while all the media was in town to cover Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. So very good strategic maneuver to stage the press conference while everyone was there in Vegas. And can I ask you guys this? Why do fighters insist on dressing like bums now at a huge media event? Why? Like, I can't understand this. Like, do you remember when fighters actually used to wear and dress up in suits? They used to try and look as dapper as they could. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, guys. Now they look like trash. Frank Martin wearing cutoff sleeves. Tank Davis looked like he was dressed in his pajamas. Absolute garbage. So, anyway, guys, just my observation. I thought it was, and there's G Funky. Absolutely a great opening fight. And I told you guys, everyone looks at the 6-0, 6-0-1, and everyone remembers Gabriel Mestre for the Michael Fox debacle up in Minneapolis. But guys, I told you he can fight. Over 500 amateur fights. And two-time former Olympian from Venezuela. And this is a guy who can fight. Good chin. Good crack in his shot. And I knew it was going to be a tough fight. In fact, I said as much on Ronnie Shields' show on Tuesday. But, yeah. So, we're looking for now Jesse Magdaleno, the old man of the division, making his way out to the ring. But guys, which coverage did you guys actually choose to purchase? Or are you stealing the event? I chose to purchase the DAZN because I'm not a huge fan of Mauro Ranallo. Excuse me. Not a huge fan of Mauro Ranallo. Not a huge fan of Chris Mannix either. But yeah, I do like Todd Grisham better than Mauro Ranallo. And I always support my brother, Sergio Mora, the Latin Snake. Used to work with him for a little while back in the good old days when I was doing publicist work and doing some work with a lot of Golden Boy fighters back in the day. So, tell you what, it's going to be an interesting fight. If last week was an indication of anything, don't be shocked if Jesse, if he still has anything left in the tank. Don't be shocked if he lands a really good left hook as Brandon's coming in. But Brandon is very smart when he closes a distance, right? He applies intelligent pressure, and not that he uses an intelligent jab behind it, because he will do something very, very tricky like his brother Omar used to do, in which he will switch stances from southpaw to orthodox to try to disrupt the timing and rhythm of the counterpuncher as he's closing distance. He tries to close the distance more intelligently, giving them different angles, different looks to keep from receiving a ton of incoming, right? And that's what you're going to see tonight. And there's Omar Sr., my brother, from Westlaco, Texas. Did you hear Todd Grisham say Westlaco? Chingao, freaking white bread. My brother Jimmy Leonard. The Heartbreak Kid. That's right. That's right. Outlaw, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I tell you what, this is going to be a really interesting fight if Jesse has anything left in the tank. Most don't seem to think so, though. In fact, I don't even see a betting line on this. If I had to guess, it's at least 10-1. I'm actually shocked that Brandon can still make the featherweight limit. And this is going to be, for the interim WBC featherweight title. So it should be fun as long as it lasts. Brandon, though, has an excellent chin. All the Figueroa boys have an excellent chin. But if Jesse still has his timing, still has some crack in his shot, he could make things interesting. Because last week, we saw old man Rancis Barthélemy. Yeah, really. He really made Jose Ramirez actually work for his money. And he had Jose Ramirez in deep waters early. But Jose Ramirez always being in such great condition, having a very good chin, but he just could not see that left hook coming from that angle. And Rancis was landing it at will. We'll see if it's something similar, guys. Got a cold beer, watching the fights, waiting for pizza. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I just had some halftime pizza earlier when I was watching some other sports. Big Luke, thanks for joining us, my friend. Yeah, Brandon has a serious chin. Yeah, you got a double chin working on the third. Brother, why do you think I'm sporting a beard right now? Us old codgers, got to have all the tricks. Yeah, I don't see how Brandon still makes 126. And you know, it's funny. Brandon's been so inactive. I know he was waiting for a fight with Josue Vargas. And yeah, it just never materialized. So yeah, this is like, honestly, he hasn't been in the ring since he had a questionable loss to Raymond Ford in April of 2023. So it's funny. I guess Brandon is trying to get his eyes adjusted to the movement and the speed of Jesse Magdaleno. I'm shocked, though, that he's not actually just immediately taking it to the old man. Because Jesse Magdaleno, when I first met him, he was still a kid fighting out of Vegas. Now he looks like a viejito. Look at that. He even has the white hair. Chingo, dude. He still has a hand speed. And yeah, that's what Brandon is basically testing the waters right now. He's dipping his big toe in. That's about it. Doesn't want to commit right now until he gets his eyes adjusted to the movement, the speed, which is very smart in a 12-round fight. Want to welcome Sid UK. Welcome to the show, sir. And he says, Oscar, having a good year so far? Yes, he is. And his appearance in that music video is legendary. Viva Mexico, cabron! Woo! Dude, look at you speaking the Spanglish. Thanks for joining us, Sid. Love your comments, man. Wow. Oh, I tell you what, man. It's going to be interesting, but excuse me, guys. My throat is kind of scratchy. Yep. Oh, clash of heads. Clash of heads. Oh, boy. That's not in a good place either. It's right over the left eyelid. But yeah, Brandon, he cannot reach in like that against Jesse. Because Jesse still has the speed. He has that crack in his shot and that left hook. Yeah, he cannot lunge in like that. He's got to close distance more intelligently. And it looks like he's got his eyes adjusted at the tail end of the first round. But yeah, a feeling out round, guys. But yeah. One phrase at a time, brother. I love it. But guys, what did you guys think of the Tank Davis? What did you guys think of the Tank Davis Frank Martin presser with David Benavidez and Alexander Gvostic? Like I said, I really would like to see these guys actually start dressing up and start looking dapper, representing this sport. They are the best they are the elite of our sport. Please represent it accordingly. Wear a suit. Do guys still wear suits anymore? Or am I just old? Shit. But you know, I thought it was really interesting though. Round two. I thought it was really interesting how Tank Davis is defending Ryan Garcia and said, you know what? I don't trust Eddie Hearn. I think he's a snake. It wouldn't put it past me if he actually, well, you know what he's saying. What do you guys think of that? Jesse's doing the right thing, using lateral movement, trying to get him to walk into some shots. Had some success in round one, using his feet. But how long can the old man actually keep this up? He's doing a very good job, though, using lateral movement, changing positions, hitting him with something as he's coming in, and then he ties him up. Oh, hard right hand by Brandon Figueroa. Boy, I can't believe how old Jesse looks. He looks like a viejo. Jesse the viejo. Magdaleno. Yeah, man, you got to be careful for Jesse's power, and he's a crafty guy. Former champion. Wily. And he's not allowing Brandon Figueroa to get comfortable. Brandon just does not. I wonder if making the weight has taken something off of him. Wonder if it drained him a little too much, because this is a big kid. He's like 5'8", 5'9". And I'm actually shocked that he's competing at 26 still. I guess the most impressive victory of Jesse Magdalena's career was a big win over, I think he beat Nonito Donaire. Yep, he beat Nonito Donaire in 2016. Got a unanimous decision. That's when he won the title, right? and then he got knocked out and lost it in the 11th round to Isaac Dogbe, who's a really tough guy and always a fun fighter to watch. Oh, how you doing, Denise? God bless you, sister. It's good to see you. And we're doing well. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Jeez. Oh, boy. I tell you what, later we're going to be joined by Lee Cleveland. He's going to help me call the action in the co-main and the main events of the evening. And if you guys would like to join us, until then, if you have your headphones on, please click the link. So what cover are you guys watching? Are you guys, did you purchase it from DAZN? Did you purchase it from Amazon Prime? Or are you stealing it at this time? Hell no, brother. Hell no, man. Dude, it's, this is one of the, like, I have to, when I do commentary, I have to be on camera, right? But I usually, when I'm doing the radio show, like right now, the podcast, I usually don't get on camera because it's that Casey Kasem effect. And so if I can help it, unless I'm getting paid, yeah, I usually just, because I sound a lot younger than I actually am, right? Here, check it out. I'll show you. Yeah, that's me, Old Man River. Hold on, let me turn on some light here. Look at that. And River. Yeah, that's me with Santa Claus beard. Oh, there it is. Hello. Hello, how are you?
Good, and you?
Oh, doing well. Who is this?
Magali.
Well, I tell you what, how old are you? Are you up past your bedtime?
No, because I'm gonna stay watching the fight.
Oh, very good. So you're gonna provide. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 11.
Didn't I hear you on Boxing Gem show? You're a big fan of boxing, right? Are you watching it with your parents right now?
Yeah.
So who do you like in this fight, sir? Brandon Figueroa from Weslaco, Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, or Jesse Magdaleno from Vegas, former champion. Both are former champions, actually. So what got you? What made you like boxing, sir?
Like how you be fighting and all that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for loving our beloved boxing, young man. And what's your name again?
Magali.
Magali. Where are you from, Magali?
So my parents are from Guatemala, but was born here in United States.
Right on. That's why you speak English so well.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us, young man. Hey, there's my brother Slight Tendencies. Welcome to the broadcast. Hope you're enjoying the fights. And Alvo says, yes, Jojo, you look like a Mexican Santa Claus. This is why I don't turn the camera on. It's like it's the Casey Kasem effect, I like to call it. Like, weren't you, like, I don't know if you're young enough or old enough to remember this, but American Top 40, the voice, right? Casey Kasem. Huge radio personality. And then when I first saw him and he was from the Middle East, it shocked the hell out of me. Like, I did not attach that voice to that face. And so when people meet me for the first time, it gives them the Casey Kasem effect. Like when they hear me on the radio or hear me on broadcast, it usually they think I'm taller and whiter. But yes, I do look like Brown Santa, don't I? At
Yeah.
Sid UK. He says, beard suits you, Joe. Thank you, my friend. Makes you look Mexicano and like an older mob boss, brother. Yes, thank you. I'll take that. I'll take that. So I tell you what, Brandon needs to step things up and start really doing. He needs to do a better job of closing the distance and or cutting and closing the distance. And once again, he's almost looking very amateurish because most young fighters don't really understand the fine art of this skill set, right? So when you're actually trying to cut off the ring and close the distance, and the reason why I phrase it that way, because before you try to close the distance, you have to cut off the ring first, and he's doing a good job of it right now. So he's you have to box him in a corner, or else you're going to look like you're following around someone who's getting the better shots off, right? So Brandon is doing a good job. He needs to work behind the jab, though. Use an intelligent jab, which, young man, do you know what an intelligent jab is? Oh, well, I guess he got off, jumped off. Well, whenever you want to get back on, sir, just go ahead and add yourself. But yeah, whenever an intelligent jab is one in which you use in different intervals, not the idiotic volume jab like Errol Spence Jr., what he used in his fight against Terrence Crawford. That was probably the dumbest thing he could have ever done to a very intelligent fighter like Terrence Crawford, in which it was like a pendulum. And all Terrence Crawford had to do with the superior speed and agility and athleticism, all he had to do was just time him like a clock. And he won the jab contest, countered him effectively over top of it as early as round one. And yeah, it was all but over without that jab. So what Brandon has to do is use an intelligent jab, which use mix in feints, mix in touch jabs, mix in hard sticking jabs, and throw it in different intervals so he can't time it effectively, because Jesse is a very good counterpuncher and he's landing those uppercuts effectively on the inside. But Brandon is exactly where he needs to be, but he needs to watch out for the uppercut. It's catching him in the chin. And I know he's got a great chin, but you know what? I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you think your chin is. You keep getting hit on the button like that. Yeah, it's going to shake that brain eventually, especially when you start getting tired, especially if you had a hard time making weight. In the mid to late rounds, that could get very dangerous. There, Brandon Figueroa right now at the 28 second mark. He needs to keep him on the ropes. And he's not doing a very good job of doing that. Because Jesse Magdaleno, let's face it, guys, after 4 rounds, how much longer is he going to be able to keep up this kind of lateral movement, right? Oh, and he hit him low. Hit him right in the cup. In the immortal words of Rodney Dangerfield, I should be out too. Hey, there's the boxing historian. How you doing, my friend? I should be out too. I love Caddyshack. Oh boy. But what do you think? What are your first impressions of the Frank Martin Tank Davis press conference this afternoon? Yeah, that was a nice shot to the cup. Ding ding. Yeah, they're not doing a very good job of that cut, but I can understand why. They don't want to blind their fighter either with the coagulant and the adrenaline that they use in the corner, right? Yeah, that's a very, very terrible play. That's a terrible place for a cut. And so he's got him to 5 minutes, and he's going to use Old Man River is going to use all 5 minutes, I would have to guess. Oh, here we go. I was wrong. Yep. Never feels good, especially because the cup moves around a lot when you're got the big trunks on with the heavy waistband. Yeah. So I'm gonna put this up there again. Yeah, I look like a Mexican Santa Claus. Oh boy. So guys, who do you think is going to have more fans there tonight? Cheer them on. Do you think it's going to be Canelo or Munguia? Because I'll tell you what, if it's San Antonio, Canelo, he's got a lot of haters here, man. Like, people just like, ever since he dumped his WBC title in the trash after he won it from Miguel Cotto, right? Canelo. Ever since he dumped it in the trash, a lot of Mexicanos have kept him at arm's length. And they would love to see him. And then now, especially after announcing that he wants 150,000 to 200 or 150 million to 200 million dollars to face David Benavidez. Yeah, that just doesn't sit well with those guys. So I'm expecting a very healthy crowd in favor of Jaime Munguia. Young guy, good chin, fights in that traditional Mexican style. Always welcomes a fight. Yeah, Brandon just doesn't look sharp. He's starting to put together, though, in round 5. Starting to touch up. Jesse Magdaleno, this is, Jesse's trying to tie him up. And you know what? I can't stand that, guys. Yeah, when he closes the distance and tries to work on the inside, Jesse Magdaleno just ties his ass up. And you haven't heard any warning, nothing from the referee. Look at that. That's his only option, is trying to tie up Brandon Figueroa to create that much needed distance between the two of them. Referee needs to start warning him. Hey, stop holding, dude. Because that's Brandon Figueroa's modus operandi, right? He's not a boxer puncher. Oh, good left hand, good left hook on the inside. Brandon Figueroa doing very good work right now. Oh my gosh. Now he's warning Brandon Figueroa for using his head. Dude, he lowers his head. He's trying to work on the inside. And, dude, the clash of head occurs when Jesse Magdaleno tries to tie him up rather than working. Garbage. I swear. Some of these refs, man, I don't know why they get these assignments. So you guys having anything to drink? I have killed my sobriety last night. I did. And I got really pissed off on some Ass Clowns channel last night. Named Shadow Punk or I don't know. I don't remember what his name is. Shadow something. Anyway, he got pissed off because I was kind of pulling rank on him. He took exception to it. So, yeah, and I was drinking last night, so that didn't help. And so guess what? I've got the bottle open again. I'm drinking some Sweet Amber. Sweet Amber. I also have my guitar. So, yeah, I'll play something for you guys in intermission. Guys, we're going to be joined by, there's my brother, Mario Barrios from San Antonio, Texas. Myra, Yeah, she is quite lovely, actually. If you have never seen Omar and Brandon's sister, she is a strength and conditioning coach, and she's also a fitness guru. And she is often competing in fitness competitions. She is quite lovely. Very, very nice family. I love the Figueroas. They're good people. Live in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas. Good combination, good counter. Oh, geez. I don't like Jesse Magdaleno. He's trying to tie him up and not letting him work on the inside, and the ref is not doing a damn thing. Instead, he's warning Brandon again for hitting behind the head. And I'll just tell you guys what Emmanuel used to tell me. Like when one of his fighters would get warned for that, and he would get pissed. And he would say, well, look, ref, if you don't want my guy to hit him there, then he needs to quit showing it to him. Emmanuel always has to know. Oh, welcome to the show at this time, our brother from Florida, Anthony Maidana. How you doing, my friend?
Hi, Joe. Sorry I've missed some of your shows, my man. I've actually been dealing with a serious case of the flu, and when my nephew was here, my sister's son, he got sick too. So we've been taking care of family stuff. I'm so sorry I missed your shows.
Oh, no. Hey, man, better late than never, my friend. Thank you for being here. And I'm sorry you've been sick, and I hope you're doing okay now, and I hope your family's doing okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, what? I was reading an article recently, and it was talking about what we can expect in the future in terms of streaming, and they're saying that for boxing specifically, that the one partnership we should be looking at specifically and worrying about is Golden Boy and DAZN. That Golden Boy might think of ending their partnership with DAZN completely and maybe moving to Amazon, like you see with PBC, or maybe going to Apple and stuff like that.
Well, look. First of all, you have to wonder. Like right now, PBC with Amazon Prime, they don't have any real TV dates because this is a distribution deal only. They don't have an annual budget to stage regular fights. And so unless you can find a network or someone who's going to want to give you an annual budget to stage these events, because let's just face it, a promoter without TV days, yeah, you're just a glorified manager. Or you have to have it like this, pay-per-view out of necessity. Now, this obviously would be a pay-per-view anywhere, right? Canelo, he's a pay-per-view star everywhere. No matter what network he's on, he's going to be featured on pay-per-view because he demands so much money, and he makes so much money.
But
Golden
majority
Boy,
of the
they need those TV dates, Anthony. Like
the majority of the fighters are not Tyson. What you're saying, the majority of the fighters are not Tyson or Canelo. Fury.
Yeah, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. And you can count them on one hand how many big stars that should be on pay-per-view in boxing, right? Mm-hmm. You count them on one hand. They're very few and far between, and that's the real goal. That's the real pinnacle of this business, is you want to become a big-time mainstream commodity. That is definitely more, that is the more precious commodity, so to speak.
Yeah,
definitely
and I've said this multiple times too,
becoming a world champion. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, and I've said, I think me and you talked about this a couple of times too, a few months ago, that streaming is the future of boxing, but these streamers don't really have TV dates to accommodate big sports like a UFC or boxing, because those sports need constant exposure to expand their fan bases. It's not like football or baseball where they have a loyal, consistent fan base, is what you're saying.
That's absolutely no, of course, that's right. That's why everyone complains. Oh, well, why aren't we seeing this fight and this fight? Why aren't we seeing this matchup? Well, because those take time. You need to nurture and cultivate those matchups. We don't have the luxury of, like, unlike UFC, who just promotes their brand exclusively. UFC 301 from South America today is going on at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's UFC 301. And they have done a very good job of training their clientele to expect a solid, consistent product every single time. So these guys actually count on spending the pay-per-view dollar at least once a month, right? And they're happy to do it. But it takes time, because boxing, we cultivate the fighters. We promote the fighters. So it takes time to nurture and cultivate a superstar like Tank Davis or like Canelo Alvarez. Look how long it took Golden Boy to get him to this pinnacle. And yes,
Floyd.
Golden Boy did it. Or Floyd. Look how long he was a pro for 10 years before he actually was on pay-per-view or became a big star.
What
right?
I have a question. Was Mike Tyson a rare case in the sport where he became a superstar right away?
He was a phenomenon. He just
that's
caught
what I'm
fire,
saying.
and yeah, he was an anomaly. He was that's not the norm. It usually takes time. So unlike the NFL or the MLB, right? So I'm a huge baseball fan, and I will buy my Cincinnati Reds, the oldest franchise in Major League Baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
The oldest franchise in sports in general.
Yes, sir. In American sports, absolutely. And so without fail, I will purchase the extra innings package. And no matter how my Reds are that year, I don't care. I'm going to support them without fail every single year, and I'm happy to do it. I look forward to purchasing the extra innings package. But unlike baseball, we don't have that luxury of having a 120-year-old franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of these stars it takes time to cultivate these guys. And so when people are like,
and is that it, Joe? Is that why you see more fair weather fans in the sport of boxing compared to these like established sports like a football, basketball, baseball, or hockey, or even European soccer and stuff like that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean by
I don't know if
fair
it's
weather?
fair weather. Yeah, I don't know if it's
or
fair
more
weather.
Casual. My mistake. More casual.
Because let me tell you, no, there are a lot of casual NFL fans that only tune in to the Super Bowl. You see idiots staging a Super Bowl party, and not like they don't watch a game all season, but they feel compelled to stage a Super Bowl party because it's such a big event, right? And those are those same assholes who focus on the commercials in between plays, right? But in boxing, my biggest complaint, just like this ass clown that was arguing with me last night, diehard fans, they genuinely think they're all experts, right? And compared to their next door neighbors or the guy standing in the grocery line next to them, yeah, they very well may seem that way because they can tell you who the IBF champion is at welterweight, right? But unless you've been in this business for a substantial period of time, you don't know nearly as much as you think you do. And that's the whole reason why we started this channel.
Yeah. And Joe,
so
I'm going to use a term.
So our ideology here in War Week Boxing is, look, we teach the fans more about the business. And ultimately, the theory is, and the hope is, that they'll be more appreciative and complain less.
I'm going to use
But
the
for
term.
some strange reason, these so-called YouTube experts, they take great exception if you correct them and tell them exactly how this business is run.
I'm going to
If
use
it's on
a
their
term.
channel, huh?
I'm going to use a term that they use in football, but I'm going to change the. They use the term Monday morning quarterback for these fans that think they can. That they can use, like they know more about football than these experts that you see on TV or these general managers or players. I'm going to use.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Monday morning promoter. Like,
Yep,
I mean,
that's it.
like they think they know better than the
That's it.
promoter.
I'll tell you what. They think they know better than everybody. And it's laughable because, to be honest with you, every single thing, most, like 99% of what fans complain about, it's because it's based on ignorance. Most of what they complain about. Because they don't understand what goes into making these decisions, and they don't know how this sport is run and what protocol is. Like, how often do you hear guys talk about corruption from a questionable, in their mind, a questionable scorecard? That happens all the time. And how can you be so absolute when it's a subjective process? It's all subjective, guys. So, yeah. Oh, Magdaleno is proven to be a tough. He's proven to be a tough guy, and I think a lot of this, the competitive nature of this, one, Jesse is a very crafty, wily veteran, has a good punch arsenal. But also Brandon probably killed himself for this opportunity to make weight, and his inactivity, I'm sure, isn't helping any. A very competitive fight right now. So, sad news, guys. And we were supposed to feature John Iceman Scully this morning. And unfortunately, we had to reschedule on Monday. So we look forward to speaking with Iceman John Scully. Obviously, that Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol fight is going to have to be postponed because of a knee injury, from what I was told, by Artur Beterbiev. And anyone who listens to this show on a regular basis already know my theory, and I'll talk about it in greater length between this in between fights.
Joe, I have to jump off real quick to finish my dinner, and I'm gonna jump back on.
Hey, yeah, man, more the merrier. Brother,
Okay.
hey, be my guest. You're welcome anytime on the show, my friend. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, to me, this is starting to piss me off. This referee, he's being way too officious and kind of picking on Brandon. Brandon does look awkward, and Jesse is doing a very good job of disrupting his timing. Jumping in with a shot, jumping back out, tying him up, making it an ugly fight. And once again, excessive holding is illegal, but if the ref doesn't say anything, it really makes it's no consequence ultimately. So he's going to keep doing it. But he's doing a decent job working on the inside now. Now he ties him up. Yeah, I can't stand holding on the inside, guys. And the referee is being way too officious, in my opinion. I can't stand referees that do not allow these guys to work out of it. And he hasn't warned Jesse yet for holding on the inside. See, like Brandon, he's trying to switch angles. He's trying to work. And the entire time, Jesse Magdaleno is tying up his arm on the opposite side of the ref so he can't see it. Like, honestly, you should have to be in shape to be a referee in boxing. Like Mills Lane, he was all over the place. He was always looking at the action in the best angle, from the best angle, right? Can't stand that. So I'm really surprised that Brandon isn't working more fervently in the inside. He's right there, has Jesse against the ropes, but he's trying to use the sniper method. and pick and choose his shots rather than make it a numbers game like he usually does. And that says it all. That's about conditioning. So, guys, if you could, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Oh, Jesse Magdaleno's hurt from a body shot. I don't think he's getting up. It is over, guys. Brandon Figueroa gets the emphatic knockout via body shot from a very problematic game. Old man viejo, Jesse Magdaleno. Wow. And there it is, just like that, guys. Congratulations to Omar Sr., and Brandon. Great family. Great family. Boom! Left hook to the liver, just like that. Boom! Perfect placement. Right there under the arm. Right there in the liver. And yeah, I guarantee you he's still sucking wind and finding having a hard time breathing right now. Great job by Brandon Figueroa. Yes. Yes, the Rio Grande Valley. Jose Barrera, thank you for joining us, my friend. Yes, I love the Figueroas. Omar Sr. is a dear friend, and yeah, they're good people. Love those guys. Yeah, I just wish Omar had been more serious. He could have actually gone far. He could have gone much further than he did if he had just stayed in the gym and not, well, put it this way. He was not living the Spartan lifestyle between fights, put it that way. And he would balloon up nicely. But a lot of natural talent, heavy hands, good-looking kid, a very unique style in which he would switch stances and show his opponents different angles when he was trying to close the distance. But yes, very, very pleased with that kind of knockout after struggling a bit with the old wily veteran, Jesse Magdaleno. So, guys, that's 2 fights in the books. And we've got my brother from the 210, Barrios, coming up next, taking on the tough Argentine, Fabio Maidana. So, guys, what did you guys think of the Tank Davis press conference? Honestly, and what did you guys think of the Devin Haney interview in which he stated that he wasn't interested in a rematch? And he was all but accusing Ryan Garcia of cheating, and which is natural because he tested positive for 2 banned substances. But upon further examination, that's very rare to test positive for 2 banned substances, especially nandrolone, that late in the game. It serves no purpose. It doesn't do you any good in the fight. It's not like it's going to give you more energy during the fight. It's not like an amphetamine. Now, if you get tested positive for amphetamines, then yes, that gives you more energy. But so Ryan has been consistent in remaining. He's been consistent in stating that, yeah, he is a clean fighter. Well, look, if in my opinion is all of these guys are juicing to the 9s, including Devin Haney, which is why he's working with Snack. Look, the primary reason, though, why Devin Haney's working for Snack is to try and make weight comfortably, at least more comfortably. Look, it's never a comfortable situation. These guys kill themselves to make these weight limits. And Yeah, it's just not a good look for Ryan. Missing the weight limit by 3.2 pounds and then testing positive for 2 banned substances. But in my opinion, if you guys really want to hear what I think, I broke it down with G Funky and Lee Cleveland earlier this week when the news broke. And I told you exactly how I feel. That honestly, if Ryan were smart, and he's doing the right things right now, he's testing the B sample with the New York State Athletic Commission. And in my opinion, New York State Athletic Commission with the urinalysis, they're not going to detect shit. This has a very good possibility of being inconclusive and being thrown out as just maybe a tainted supplement, right? In my opinion, I actually think that Ryan Garcia is going to maintain his victory status over Devin Haney. If I had to guess, we'll see, guys. Let's let due process play out. And let's hope that the truth prevails. And you're right, Jose. Yeah, Brandon, he's working more closely with O'Mara. That's his conditioning coach and his sister. And she does a great job. Very disciplined, right? And not too bad to look at either. Yeah, O'Mara broke the internet, if you remember, years ago when she was the conditioning coach, right? Or she was a conditioning coach for Omar Jr. And she was wearing a bodysuit or something because she's a fitness guru. And yeah, and broke the internet for some reason. Anthony, you ready to talk, brother?
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I've always wondered. I've heard a whole bunch of fighters complain, even retired guys, say that these testing facilities like VADA or WADA wait so long to release their testing results after the fight happens and stuff like that. It's not right away.
Well, look. Usually they test positive. These guys usually don't test positive the night of the fight or the day after the fight. That usually doesn't happen. That's what makes it so strange. Because if it's enough where it's testing positive and it's the day of the fight, it serves no purpose. So there's a reason, guys, why. Do you remember back in the day when we first became fans, they used to announce a fight and give it plenty of time to promote 4 or 5 months at a time, sometimes 6? You never see that anymore, and that's by design because testing doesn't start until you sign the contract. Unless, of course, it's 24/7, 365. But how many fighters actually sign up for that? None of them, hardly any, are participating in the clean fighter program for the WBC or VEDA and have all year round testing. None of them do that. And why? Because they're juicing while they're working out in between fights, right? If they're not partying, if they're staying in the gym, yeah, they're juicing. They know that they're going to fight this guy, right? But the fight isn't announced, so they can't start testing yet. And so if we're going to benefit Ryan Nandrolone or Osertine, right? If that were going to benefit him, right? He would have done it before the camp or before the testing started and to cycle out of it, right? For it to have benefit on his performance, for it to be performance enhancing, right? But for him to test positive the day of the event and the night of the fight, yeah, it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. Because most of these guys, they will actually test positive during camp if they pop dirty, if they're stupid. Because let me tell you guys, if you didn't know, I stopped covering this story like 15 years ago. And why? Because everyone's doing it. I found out that everyone at the elite level is doing it. Everyone is doing it. And so I don't care. And once again, I pose this question to you guys. If the fighters don't give a shit, why should anyone else? They're the ones who are taking punishment in the ring. If they're all doing it, then why should we give a shit?
Yeah, I don't
John
know what
Wallace.
it is with fans.
Hold on,
I don't know why
real
fans care
quick,
so
Tony.
much.
Hold on real quick, Tony. John Wallace, welcome to the show. So he says Canelo wins this fight easy. Maybe. We'll see. This is indeed the theater of the unexpected, so you never know. And John says, yeah, this is why I watch UFC. Oh, brother, they're all juicing over there too, my friend.
They just have a stricter. I think UFC Dana White doesn't has a stricter policy on.
Oh no, he does. He does. And that's my point. That's my point. It's like, dude, if you're going to be testing and you don't even give the results, put it this way, it usually takes like a week and a half to 2 weeks for the results to actually come in and for the Veda, the clinic, to hand the results over to the promoter. They don't even have a judicial body that passes judgment. Like, this is after the fact. The promoter has to give the results to the state athletic commissions, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, what's the point? What's the point, guys? Why do they even do testing? It doesn't make any sense to me. So in my opinion, hey, if the fighters don't give a shit and they're the ones taking the punishment and they're still doing it, if they don't mind, why should we? May the best juice win.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I don't get is like, if Ryan was already athletic, what does him juicing, like, they use this argument with a guy like Barry Bonds all the time. I'm going to use that example. Is Barry Bonds was already a great hitter. What was the point of him already? The point of him taking steroids if he was such a great hitter already?
Are you kidding me? Oh, wait a minute. John Wallace says this. UFC 300 better than any other boxing match. Oh, come on, dude. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop, dude. Come on. Those guys didn't even know how to throw punches. Wide looping shots? Are you kidding me? Brother, that fight between Stanonis and Mestre was much better than anything that you will see in the UFC. If you know what you're looking at in the ring. Short, compact shots. You never see that kind of technique in the UFC. Are you kidding me? Ching out. Why? Because the guy said, hey, stand here and fight? That's why? UFC, those guys don't know how to punch. USADA.
There's a few guys that do that short, compact punching like a Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Hold on, brother. USADA tests them daily. When they're in camp? When? Between fights? No. Brother, look at them. They look like action figures. They're all juicing. And you've got to be a complete moron to get popped in this day and age. It's a joke. It's become a joke. Right? Look, guys who engineer this stuff, these PEDs, are ahead of the curve. They're ahead of the testing process. Why do you think that they're constantly adding banned substances to the list? Before the matches? See, that's what you don't get. It's, dude, before the matches. How long before the matches? How long? 2 weeks? A month? Too late. It's already too late. The day of the fight? Too late. Unless it's done 24/7, 365, random, it's not effective. Athletes have already figured this out. And until boxing makes it mandatory for everyone at the world-class level, it's pointless. That's what I'm saying, guys. Look, you're going to see Ryan Garcia's test results be inconclusive, and he's not going to get suspended. He's not going to get a fine. He's not going to get that W taken off of his resume. Sorry, Devin Haney fans. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's going to be deemed, mark my words, guys, it's going to be deemed as a tainted supplement. No greater than that. Because once again, if you test positive the day of the event, what purpose does it serve to have that in your system? It's too late. It's not going to benefit you in the fight. It's not like a superhero serum like Captain America, where you drink that shit and then you get big and massive all of a sudden. Dude, I could take Nandrolone. And if I just lay on my couch and do nothing, it doesn't do me any good. Well, look, hold on. John, brother, I think everyone loved that. Don't you? Do you know anyone who isn't a Haney jock rider that didn't love that? Like, in my opinion, that's the gift that keeps on giving. And guess what? A star is born. Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest stars of our business in our sport currently. And
Yeah,
this
they
is almost
Devin got
and
cheated.
this is almost seemed to make him more popular. Tony, what were you saying, my friend?
Yeah, and it's hilarious. I passed through YouTube, and a lot of people are saying Devin got cheated and stuff like that.
Oh, boo-hoo. B-O-O-H-O-O. B-O-O-H-O-O. You know what, brother? I don't feel bad, no remorse for Devin Haney. And you know why? That guy was staying at 35, killing himself, having a weigh-in at 9 a.m. in the morning, and they changed the rules based on him killing himself. And the very first fight that they had a 9 a.m. weigh-in, giving him 36 hours to rehydrate, was Jojo Diaz. They changed the rules for this kid so he could stay at 35 and be bigger and stronger than everybody. Why do you think this kid killed himself as long as he did to make 35? So he could have the advantage.
And he knew he
Do I
didn't
feel
have.
bad for him? Hell no. Anyone who comes into a 35 or 40-pound fight and weighs in as a middleweight and a super middleweight. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
I
wait,
think I've
hold
said
on,
this-
Tony. Oh, hold on, Tony. Cooked you last night? Brother, that guy's about as ignorant, and he knows about as much as boxing as my mother. Honestly, he knows about as much boxing as my sister, which isn't anything at all. So if you think that he cooked me last night, well, then you probably don't know what the fuck you're talking about either. Okay? So once again, he took exception that I was pulling rank on him, saying that I was in the business. Well, there's a reason why I said that, and he wouldn't know that, neither would you. Because unless you're in this business, you really don't know how much of it works. So you know what? It was quite insulting to me, and I'd had enough. Because you know what? Ask me questions instead of trying to argue with me. Because, dude, he proved that he's an idiot last night and doesn't know shit about boxing. He's just a fan, though. How would he know? How would he know? So once again, if you think he actually cooked me last night, you're telling everyone that you don't know shit either.
Yeah, no, and Joe,
Okay.
I think.
Hold on. My apologies. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So that makes a lot more sense. Thank you, Brother Ram. So yeah, it really irritates the shit out of me, though. I've been in this business for over 2 decades now, and it becomes quite insulting when fans who have never worked a minute in this business don't do any of this shit for a living. I can guarantee you, Shadow Ghost doesn't do this for a living. Was never worked with a fighter or a promoter or anyone in this business. And then he's trying to argue with me about how things are run. Does that make any sense at all? And they will insist that they know better. Does that make any sense at all? I'm sorry, Tony, as you were, my friend.
Yeah, no, and you worked under the greatest promoter of all time,
Don Chargan. He's the one who taught me everything I know about this business. And here's a fun fact, guys. One of the promoters on the event, Golden Boy Promotions, right? Don Chargan was responsible for setting up and teaching Oscar and Eric Gomez and Richard Schaefer everything that they know about the business. Fun fact. That's the truth. And so the same guys who taught Eric and Oscar the business, he taught me everything I know about this business. This is why
Floyd actually said in an interview, Floyd himself said Don taught him a little bit too.
Look, most people don't realize this. The promoter in Nevada, who actually was the promoter on record for staging Floyd versus Oscar back in the day, that was Don Chargan, guys. Golden Boy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Golden Boy was just, I saw the check that he actually cut for Floyd Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, here we go. We're at our co-main event of the evening. And it's going to be my brother, Mario Barrios from San Antonio, Texas, versus Fabian Maidana from Argentina. This should be a great fight, guys. Tony, what say you, brother?
Yeah, no, what I was going to say earlier, Joe, is I've said this multiple times that not Devin, but Bill's mouth is going to walk Devin into an ass whooping, and it did.
Yeah,
like
you were absolutely right. You were absolutely right. And honestly, that's why everyone, it's not because of Devin. Devin has always been very
humble.
How do you put it? He's been very I'm not so much humble, but he's been very soft-spoken. And he's not nearly as braggadocious as his ugly ass father. No, most people don't know this, but do you realize that Bill Haney's first job was at the bakery? They used to dip his face in the batter to make the animal cookies.
What?
Yes, true story.
I didn't know that.
No, I'm kidding. That's a joke.
No, I think I thought Bill said he worked under like.
That's a good characterization, Brother Ram. Go ahead, sir. Tony.
With Bill, I thought he worked with one of the big promoters before they opened Bill the Haney promotion. I thought he learned under one of these promoters like a Floyd or a Bob Arum or someone like that, like how to promote fights and stuff like that.
Oh, who?
Bill. I thought Bill was like. I thought he worked.
Dude, Bill's a former pimp and a former drug dealer. That's the extent of the business. He doesn't know shit. What? Like, think about this. He's got a promotional license. How many fight cards does he stage every year? Zilch.
None.
He does it for tax purposes only. And Brother Ram, that's the truth. They seem very empty. Well, look, it didn't just come magically. And once again, this is the reason why we set up War Week Boxing for you guys. I do this for you, and also to stay sharp in between commentary gigs, right? Ring announcing gigs. And I do this for you guys, though, because the ideology behind it is, if you guys know more about the business, you'll appreciate the sport more and complain less. But that takes humility. Do you really think, what do you think Don Chargan or Emmanuel Stewart or Ronnie Shields or anybody, how would they have reacted if I sat there and argued with him like I knew better? They
would just cancel their,
yeah, they would have told me to go fuck off, go fuck myself, especially Emmanuel. Jeez.
Can you imagine, like, a guy in his prime, how would a guy like Don King reacted like that? Would Don be the same way? Like, he would just ignore you? And
Yeah, he would. Why do you think these guys don't like talking to fans anymore? Like, once again, and it's very simple. I'm not taking credit for any of the stuff that I know. It's all because of the great men that we're merely standing on the shoulders of. Emmanuel Stewart, Don Chargan, Ronnie Shields, Barry Hunter, Mike Stafford, Joe Goosen, Abel Sanchez, James Gogi, all of those guys. I was a sponge, and I love being in the gym with those guys. And that's how you learn. You really want to learn, guys? Go to your local gym, talk to the trainers, pick their brains, talk to the local promoters. Or you could just continue to listen to War Week Boxing, because we only feature guys who have been in this business for a substantial period of time. And all
So Joe, what was
hold on, Tony. All Pendejo had to do last night was just ask, rather than trying to argue with me like he knew better. And that's all it would have taken. He needs to be
Joe,
humble if he actually wants to learn more. Go ahead,
so
sir.
Joe, you've actually talked to is Emmanuel Stewart the same way? He, like, you know how he, when he was training guys like is he like, was he as like hard nosed with like the media as he was with how he was that you saw with like a Vladimir Klitschko or some of the guys he worked with, or was he more toned down? Like, dealing with the press was like, if he did an interview with you.
Look, Emmanuel was a bar of gold. He was one of the best ambassadors that we will ever see for this business. And he loved the sport, and he always made time for everybody. Sometimes, some nights, I used to stay on the phone with him just picking his brain for like 2 or 3 hours at a time, and he would do it. Like, I remember sometimes he'd be at the grocery store getting food for all of his fighters that lived with him, because most people don't realize this about Emmanuel. He loved to cook, and he always prepared their meals for them. Old school. He didn't believe in hiring a conditioning coach, chef,
Nutritionist.
a nutritionist. He did it all himself. He wanted to make sure that he wanted to see what they were ingesting during camp. He wanted to oversee everything. That's what made Emmanuel so great. And guess what? In between all of this, his busy schedule, he made time for all of this. He made time for all of us in the media.
Is Sugar like that?
I promise you this, I would have... Sugar can't stand the media now because it's very different. In fact, Emmanuel...
Oh, no. Is Sugar, in terms of what his father... what Emmanuel did, is Sugar like that too?
This is why I'm so proud of my brother Javen Sugar Hill Stewart, because he does everything exactly like Emmanuel. And I couldn't understand, for years he was being overlooked as a marginal trainer. And I'm like, dude, he is Emmanuel's nephew. He is the next best thing that we have to Emmanuel.
What you said Emmanuel's name. That's why Emmanuel overshadowed Javen a lot.
Well, he taught him everything he knew. And so why wouldn't you show him that kind of respect? Why wouldn't you? Like, so when I found out that Tyson Fury reached out to Javen and gave him this assignment, I'm like, dude, Deontay Wilder's in trouble, dude. Because with Javen's aggressive-minded teaching and focus on balance, power, jab, right? Teaching the foundation of your defense, your footwork. I'm like, teaching a guy like Tyson how to sit down on his shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, dude, Deontay's in trouble. And yeah, look how it played out, guys. Hold on.
I've said this, for me as a Benavidez fan, not David, as a fan of Fundora, a guy like Javen would be a perfect trainer for a guy like Sebastian Fundora, because it seems like not a lot of trainers know how to teach their fighters if they're tall, like a taller fighter than most of the guys in their division, to use their reach correctly.
Well, here's the
agree?
problem with Seabass, Sebastian Fundora. And once again, you couldn't meet a nice. Well, look, Faith, the fight, the main event, will be on by 10:30. Okay, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern, right? Because all of these are playing out to be lengthy fights. This one should go the distance. Fabian is a very tough guy, and he's got a good chin, and he's got some crack in his shot. So Mario Barrios is going to respect his power, respect his ability, respect his durability, and he's going to try to win a decision. Okay? So expect this one to go to the distance. And so that means after all the pageantry, the anthems, all of that stuff, my guess is that the main event, it'll start in 1 hour from now. Exactly 1 hour from now, okay?
So I was going to say it starts at 12.
No, it's going to start at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 8:30 Pacific.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, back to what sorry. You were saying. You were talking about Seabass earlier.
Yeah, Sebastian Fundora. He's a very different situation, right? Do you know why Sebastian Fundora does not fight from mid to long range and uses jab and keep everyone on the end of it? Do you know why he doesn't do that? Because he cannot see. Have you ever seen him outside of the ring doing an interview? Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't seen interviews, but I see him squint sometimes when he, like, after his fight, if he does an interview with the announcer and stuff like that, I see him squint a little bit.
He wears not just glasses. He wears Coke bottles, guys. He is legally blind from a range. He can't see past 3 feet in front of his face. So he's forced to fight in the pocket like a small man. Got to give him some credit for having balls to get in the ring, being blind past 3 feet. So that's why he doesn't fight like your ordinary tall fighter, because he can't see that far. He doesn't know where he's going to be punching.
Oh, so he just throws his punches throwing them normally.
Well, on the inside, he can see perfectly. But he's what? Nearsighted? That's what you call it? So he can't see the perimeter of 3 feet. It's shocking. I was shocked when I found out. But that's why, guys, Seabass fights that way. And God bless him for it, because he's always in a great fight. Have you ever seen a boring fight with Sebastian Fundora?
No. But is there a way a guy like Javen can help a guy like Seabass improve his skill set and his defense just fighting on the inside like he does?
Of course. He can get him more leverage on his shots. Because I guarantee you it's his balance. That's why he doesn't have as much crack in his shot, in the immortal words of Emmanuel. That's the way Emmanuel always used to characterize it.
Whoa! Is that what happened with
and down goes Maidana. As I was saying that he had a good chin. And there's the power of Mario Barrios at 47, guys. And
Mario's a big kid, to be honest.
Don't press it. Set it up. Set it up, because it only takes one punch to show. Set up with the jab, Mario. And he's going to left hook, body and head. And he can't be smothering his shots. Good punch placement. I've been very impressed. It's almost like ever since he lost to Keith Thurman, he changed trainers. He changed camps. He got away from Virgil Hunter. And now he seems to be much tougher, and he seems to have much more crack in his shot. He seems to be able to set up shots a lot better. See, Virgil Hunter's an excellent trainer, and he's a great guy. But he's very defensive-minded, right? He teaches range and distance. He really got lucky having a stud like Andre Ward, right? Like, how many times does a guy like Andre Ward walk into your gym? Well, it looks like
So guys like what you're
Guys-
saying, like guys like Caleb Plant and Devin would be perfect fighters for a Virgil Hunter, who's a defense first trainer, basically.
Absolutely. That teaches range. Yes, absolutely. Very good observation. So this is now, did you see how quickly Maidana recovered? So there's a reason why. And that's the purpose of getting in fight shape. If you're not in good condition, and if you're not already in shape getting into camp, well, then it's going to be a fat camp, and you're more than likely going to get knocked the fuck out. In the better shape that you're in, the quicker you're going to recover when you actually experience this kind of adversity, right? Are you talking about Omaira Figueroa? Yeah. Yep. She's a beauty, isn't she? She's a lovely woman.
When I look at like Maidana, is he by chance any way related to Marcos? Is he like his nephew or something like that?
I'm not sure. I think that's just a common surname in Argentina.
Okay, I wasn't sure if like he's related to Marcos in any way.
No, not that I know of, or else he would be working with Robert Garcia.
Do you think, when you look at Marcos, do you think his defense gets underrated a little bit because of the style he fought and how much power he had in his hands?
It's not so much defense; it's his overall ring IQ that gets understated. Right? He doesn't get enough credit for being as smart as he was. Like, go back and look at that Adrian Broner fight, and I was there ringside, doing work with Don Target and Golden Boy at the time. That was in San Antonio at the Alamodome. And if you watch that tape, Adrian Broner falls for the very first trap that Maidana sets for him. Jab to the body, jab to the body, jab to the body, and then overhand left, right?
Yep.
And he cracks him with that looping left hook, and that floors him in the very first round. Right? And you do not set that up if you don't know what you're doing in the ring. Like Maidana's doing very well now. He's countering effectively. Short, compact shots. And once again, you cannot recover if you're not in great shape, guys. That's why it was so hard to put away a guy like Sean Porter, who was floored several times in his career, but you couldn't put him away. Well, except for Terrence Crawford. But you really couldn't put him away because he recovered very, very quickly. And so that's why it's so important to get in shape. Like Subriel Matias. He trains in the high altitude of Mexico under Coach Panda's tutelage. And that's a guy, you can buzz him, you can hurt him, but he's going to recover within a matter of seconds because he's in such great shape. And so that's the importance of
So,
getting
Joe,
in
you've
fight
been
shape.
working in the business. You've been working in the business for such a long time. Can you explain why it seems like Europe and the United States has a strict law about starting training kids at a certain age, like depending on what weight they are. Like they don't start training kids till like 13 or 14, but when you
No, that's not true. That's not true. They start as early as 5, 6, and 7.
Has the rules become stricter, or actually more lenient when it comes to that?
See, this is why I'm always in favor of boxing, and I have no idea why it's not a state-funded and nationally funded sport like football, basketball, baseball, all of those other major pastimes in America. Because boxing, unlike MMA, right? It's a gentleman's sport in which there's a lot of safety precautions involved. And it's not about violence. It's about sportsmanship and athleticism. That's why it's been an Olympic sport. MMA is just downright brutal, man. It's just downright brutal. Like honestly, in boxing, when you hurt your opponent, you get sent to the neutral corner and you give them a chance to recover. In MMA, when you hurt your opponent, you can get right on top of him, be a schoolyard bully, and just pound the shit out of him. What the hell is ground and pound anyway? That's some raunchy shit, man, and there's nothing sporting about it.
No, and for me, I think MMA is going back to what you saw in the Coliseum with the, like, I think MMA still hasn't developed the, like, the footwork.
Oh, wait a minute. No, brother, I stand corrected. Brother Ram says that's Marcos's little brother.
Oh,
I didn't know that. I had no idea. So where is he?
Yeah, where's
he's not
Marcos?
working with Robert? Because Marcos, he loved Robert, man. Hey,
Yeah.
you want to know a fun fact? You want to know a fun fact about Marcos Maidana? Do you remember when Floyd Mayweather took exception to the horsehair gloves made by Everlast, the MX Everlast, that had the Argentine flag that were specially made by
I know
Everlast for the
what
first
you're talking
fight?
about.
Okay. Do you know that Floyd still hasn't paid him that $2 million that he supposedly was supposed to give him for wearing the power lock, the different gloves? And those gloves that he wore for the first Mayweather fight, they were the B gloves, the B sample for from his fight with John Molina.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they were Lucas Matiss's gloves that he used to fight John Molina, but the alternative pair. And those were the Everlast power locks. So Floyd forced him to wear those gloves for his first fight because he didn't think there was enough padding in the horsehairs. And so he agreed to do it, but Floyd was supposedly forced to give him $2 million. I found out, guys, years ago that Floyd still hasn't paid him that. That should give you guys some insight into why he was being detained in Dubai, because he hadn't paid for his jewelry tab.
Is a guy like, when you look at Marcos, is he kind of like a, I'm going to use a perfect, is he like a Duran where he had like very hard hands, like he could, or like a George Foreman? I know they're they're different weight classes, but there was rumors that George can punch through a brick wall and stuff like that. And
look, George Foreman, he will go down in history as one of the hardest punchers ever within our beloved boxing. That guy, he didn't hit you. Like, honestly, his arms were thicker than my legs. He was hitting you with tree trunks, man. That guy was a bruiser. So with his chin and with his power, that's why he was able to come back and become a champion at age 45 in the heavyweight division. That never happens. That's never happened since.
Yeah, and I've said George gets underrated. Like his boxing skill gets understated because of his elite power. Do you agree? He's a great boxer.
Absolutely. No, he's very skilled. He was a gold medalist in the Olympics. But hey, there's Mario Barrios' corner, which is elite level trainer Bob Santos. It's about time Bob Santos got his flowers. Is that guy for years? He was one of the more underrated trainers in boxing, right?
Who's like Bob known for training?
Bob Mario Santos?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a lot of Cuban fighters. A lot of fighters. Oh, hold on. Let me look real quick so I can give you an intelligent list.
Because I remember one of the Cuban guy, I think La Ereslande, said he trained with Bob for a little bit.
I know he used to work with Carlos. He works with Carlos Adames right now. He works with Alberto Puello. He used to work with Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Yeah, man, he is an excellent trainer. He used to work with hold on, let's see. Let's see who
Does
he
he
works
come
with.
from
Let's
that
go on his
Mexican
site and
style of
find out.
training? So
No,
Joe,
no, he's
does
Cuban.
oh, so he gets taught through the Eastern European point fighting, basically.
No, he's an excellent trainer, man. Excellent trainer.
Why does he
He's one of
not
the
get enough
smartest trainers in
respect?
boxing. I have no idea because most fans don't know shit. That's why. And once again,
No,
this is
even
not
by the
directed
media. They always talk about
because
guys like Ronnie and stuff like that.
Well, no. Bob Santos, I think he won Trainer of the Year a couple of years ago, didn't he?
I don't remember. I think so, but it's been a while. He won 3 years ago. He won 3 years ago.
Was it 3 years ago? Yeah.
Sorry about
God bless you, brother. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's an excellent trainer, man. Bob Santos, one of the smartest, nicest guys you'll ever meet in this business.
And Joe, I've always wondered this: when it comes to the come forward style, why is it that a lot like intelligent boxing fans and even casual boxing fans say that these fighters don't have great ring IQ? Is it because they don't pay attention to the nuances, or is it that fighting style is not really known for their ring generalship and ring IQ as a whole? That come forward style.
I tell you what, man. Well, hold on, because right now Fabian is doing a very good job of staying in this fight and getting this pound of flesh against my brother Mario. This is an excellent fight, and it's anyone's fight at this time.
And it's very unusual.
Go ahead, sir. I haven't been keeping score, and I usually don't like to while I'm actually watching and calling a fight.
Oh.
But this is this is a really interesting fight. In fact, you see Mario Barrios, he's doing a good job of cutting off the ring, but he's very tentative right now because of Fabian's counterpunching ability, right? He's made him pay whenever he's let out that jab, and he needs to get back to doubling up the jab. So once again, how do you keep a guy from countering effectively, right? When you're flicking out that jab, you double it up. You double it and triple it at times, okay? That's how you keep them from, if you throw out just one jab from mid to long range, they're going to counter you over top of it, right?
Yes.
So that's how you disrupt the timing and rhythm of a counterpuncher like Fabian. You've got to double or triple the jab up. Don't abandon it, because your jab is not only your first line of defense, but it also sets the table for your entire arsenal of punches, right? So it's very difficult to set anything up without the jab. So Mario cannot abandon it, or else he's going to be in trouble. You're going to see him very tentative, see him not able to let his hands go in regularity like he usually does.
Would you say Fabian is a power counterpuncher?
Yes, he is. And you know what? He's doing a very good job right now. And Mario, he needs to double and triple up the jab, because when he just throws one, there he goes. See what I mean? There was no counter when he put together that combination behind the jab. You cannot just flick one shot out, because that's creating a big window for a counterpuncher in which to score. He's going to look to start letting his hands go. So you make him think twice about letting his hands go when you put your punches together and work behind a double or triple jab, right?
And Joe, that's what I want to ask you. For a counterpuncher, how do they counter when a fighter like Amaro Barrios throws multiple punches? Like, is there a way they can counter that, like, effectively?
Look, you have to punch with him, right? You have to punch with him. like what Gabriel Maestre was doing during the first fight when Stanonis was using the jab and he was working the body. And if you're slower and you can't match hand speed with your opponent, you have to throw with your fighter, with your opponent. That's how Juan Manuel Marquez beat Manny Pacquiao. He threw with him. He knew that Pacquiao had the edge in speed by far. And so you have no choice. You have to throw with your opponent. You can't just look to time him and counter him. You've got to throw with him. Fabian's doing a really good job of doing both. In my opinion, using a little more lateral movement, a little too much. It almost seems like he's taking this round off almost.
Oh, Joe, what I was
Mario
asking
has
you
to start being more intelligent with his jab. Yep.
So, Joe, what I don't think you were able to answer what I was asking. Why is it that hardcore fans or like intelligent hardcore boxing fans and even some intelligent casual fans, when they look at a come forward fighter, they always downplay the ring IQ and ring generalship of those type of fighters compared to like a natural boxer? Can you explain that to me?
That is an excellent question, brother. And here's why. What always determines a good combination, man, by Mario, what always determines what style you adopt in the ring and what style you fight with is your natural gifts. If you're blessed with the kind of speed, reflexes, athleticism as a Floyd Mayweather, then yeah, you can teach him the Philly shell or the Michigan shoulder roll, right? You can teach him that because that is based off of athleticism and reflexes. Can you see those shots coming quickly? Can you react to them? Right? That's what determines how you fight. If you're not as blessed athletically, naturally, right, then you fight like Brandon Rios. Cover up. You got to work that jab, get inside, and cut off the reaction time of your opponent. Right? So that's what always determines it. It's not your ring IQ. It's your ability to execute the strategy. If you don't have the reflexes or athleticism to execute the shoulder roll, then you're going to look stupid and you're going to get your ass whooped.
That's no. The reason why I'm going to use Oscar as a perfect example. I'm going to use Oscar, Golden Boy, as a perfect example. He had athleticism, but people said he really didn't have a great ring IQ or a lot of hardcore boxing.
That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Like, honestly, dude, he was a gold medal winner in Barcelona. He's a 5-division world champion. Like, honestly, I'm getting really, really tired of everyone criticizing Oscar in the ring. Dude, criticize him outside of the ring all you want. But Oscar was a beast. He was a speed that killed. Look at his resume. And that left hook, oh my gosh, good luck defending against that. It was so fast. It was almost like a Ryan Garcia type left hook. But Oscar had the better jab, the better technique, the better balance, the better punch arsenal overall, and the better chin. Oscar was a beast, man, when he was fighting. That's what made him such a phenom. He could fight his ass off. And dude, in the gym, not between fights, but during camp, Oscar was a gym rat. He was a workhorse, man.
I heard rumors that he would sit there, like he would watch tape for like 4 or 5 hours of his previous fights to see what mistakes he like. I heard rumors from like some of his training partners that they say they would leave at around like 6:30, maybe even 7, and Oscar would still be in the gym till the next morning around 6, watching tape of his previous fights to see what mistakes he made to improve them and stuff like that.
Yeah, Oscar was a beast, man. He was a total gym rat, and his dedication to his craft it's the reason why he accomplished so much, guys. Look,
can you explain though why fans say that about Oscar, that he didn't really have great, like, why do people undervalue his ring generalship and ring IQ? Is it because of his is it stupidity or is it just ignorance on
It's
fans'
ignorance,
part?
brother. It's ignorance. Now, I would never call anyone stupid, right? It's ignorance. They just don't know what they're looking at in the ring. Because I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a very unpopular take at this time, especially with this fight that's almost upon us. But I'm sorry, head to head in their prime, 47 and 54, right? At 54, I'll take Oscar De La Hoya all day long over Canelo Alvarez. Yes, I will.
Honestly, I would take a Tito over Canelo.
You know what, man? A prime Tito Trinidad was a bad motherfucker, man. But oh, dude, that's a tough one at 54. Because Tito Trinidad was special. He was special, dude. Oscar was special. Canelo was special. All of these guys, they would make great mythical matchups, right? But Canelo is a special fighter, guys. But to think that Golden Boy and Oscar didn't nurture and cultivate his path to superstardom is absurd. And to think that he would toast Oscar in his prime is just, that's insanity, guys. No one is mowing over Oscar in his prime. No one.
I got a
He's an
mythical matchup
all-time
for you
great, guys.
that
Yes,
that
sir.
I would want to see. How about 154 Roberto Duran versus 154 Oscar?
With the jab, with the left hook, with the footwork. I think Oscar beats him at 54. Because
Even though Duran is a harder puncher?
I wouldn't say that either. What Roberto Duran was great at was fighting from multiple ranges. And yeah, boy, he was the hands of stone for sure. That guy had some crack in his shot, and he was one of the best inside fighters in boxing history. That guy was a monster at 35, arguably the greatest lightweight to have ever lived, right? And he bypassed 40 to fight Sugar Ray at 47. And he beat that ass in the first fight. Fun fact, guys. You want to know what Emmanuel Stewart told me? The real reason why Roberto Duran said no mas midway through the Sugar Ray Leonard rematch? Do you know why?
The parting caught up to him?
No. Well, yeah, kind of. He was dehydrated, having to make weight because of the partying, right? But he was afraid he was going to shit his pants. He had to take a shit. He had diarrhea. From Emmanuel Stewart. That's the truth. Yes. Fun fact, guys.
Oh, I think I saw videos of the fight, and you could see he looked like he was constipated the whole fight.
Well, no. The exact opposite of constipated, brother. He was afraid he was going to shit his drawers. And guys, I've seen guys ringside hit so hard to their midsection where they've shit their drawers right there on the canvas, and it's not a pretty sight.
That has to suck and embarrassing.
Yeah, it sucks for all the fans too.
The guy, honestly, a guy like, who would win that fight at 135, Oscar or Duran?
Oscar was not a natural 35-pounder, but
even though he won
Duran,
titles at
as soon as
135.
he got in, look. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Look, all Duran had to do with that chin of his and with that work rate, and he was right there in your chest from start to finish, and he closed the distance intelligently, not taking too much incoming from mid to long range, right? And once he was there, dude, you couldn't beat him. Like Roberto Duran, one of the greatest inside fighters of all time.
Does his range fighting get underrated?
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know about underrated because he's one of the most celebrated fighters in history. Roberto Duran, for good reason.
No, in terms of one of his skill sets, like we always talk about his great inside fighting, but we don't talk about a lot of Roberto's range fighting a lot.
Well, it's because he wasn't a guy like Alexis Arguello. Now that's a guy at 40, Alexis Arguello. Ooh, that guy was special. The Nicaraguan badass, the Nicaraguan thin man. Woo! Well, I tell you what, Alexis Arguello was special. That jab, that big right hand. Ooh, damn, dude. Like, honestly, I'll steal a quote from Richard Pryor. He fought so good, he made your dick hard.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. That an interesting fight would be Subriel versus Alexis.
Subriel Matias versus whom?
Yeah. Alexis
Arguello. Dude, Alexis Arguello would whoop that ass.
Oh, no, prime. My mistake. Teofimo.
Oh, dude. From mid to long range, he would piece Teofimo up, dude. So look how much taller and rangier he was. He was the Tommy Hearns of 40. Big right hand. Textbook technician. He was the epitome of a great prize fighter from mid to long range. Alexis Arguello was special, guys. And I'm not exaggerating that. He is an all-time great at 40. One of the greatest 40-pounders of all time. 35
is there a fighter that you think overshadows Alexis, or is Alexis like the number one fighter of all time at 140?
No, the greatest fighter of all time at 40 is the guy who beat him, Aaron Pryor. And a very close second, Julio Cesar Chavez, the man, the myth, the all-time El Gran Campeón en hecho en Mexico. Yes, Chavez Sr. was a badass at 40 and 35 and 30. Like, that dude was, dude.
Was he a great one? Did he fight at 126?
No, he started his career at 30.
Okay.
Dude, he would run your ass out of the ring if you weren't prepared for it. Just like Roberto Duran.
The same thing with a lot of people say Parnell got screwed out of that during that fight with Julio.
You know, it's funny. When I was a kid, I was actually there. I was a young adult when I saw that. That was at the Alamo Dome in front of 60,000 fans. I was in attendance. And I actually got to meet Don King earlier that week.
Did Julio do most of his fights in California and Texas? And did he ever fight in the big arenas like the old Cotton Bowl or anything like that?
No. He did most of his fights in Mexico, dude.
He did?
Yep. In fact, he still has, I think, the outdoor record. Over 100,000 fans?
Yeah, I think he sold out the Pachuca Arena. I forgot what the big arena stadium Azteca or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, man, this is a really great strategic fight. And honestly, I'm not sure who has the edge. Like I said, excuse me. Like I said, I haven't been keeping score, but this is a very evenly matched competitive fight. And once again, guys, Canelo Munguia should start at approximately 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central, 8. Oh, hold on. They're talking to Tank right now.
A lot of people say Mario is becoming more strategic in terms of his punch placement as he moves up.
Well, once again, man, he's learned a lot more and he's getting better sparring being in Bob Santos' dojo, right? So, guys, we'll get all of. hold on, Tony. We'll get all of your predictions for the big main event as after this fight, guys. We're in round 11, and I honestly, I'm not sure who's actually winning this fight. What do you think, Tony?
Honestly, if it's as close as you say, I might say it's a draw.
Well, you very well may see a 114-113 score in favor of Barrios, with the knockdown being the deciding factor. Because this is a very strategic, aggressive chess match. Both
Honestly,
guys are
I think
scoring shots. Both guys are. Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. To be honest, I think this is the fight that we finally see Father Time finally catch up with Canelo, and all the punishment he's taken throughout his career, starting out so young, finally catches up to him. And I think he wins in a close fight. I think it's gonna be like 114, 113, like you're gonna say with this fight.
You know what's funny? Most people. Hold on, Tony. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you joining us tonight, man. He says Mario Barrios is up, and I will say this. So most people don't realize the scoring criteria when it's clean, effective, and consequential punching. And if you can't determine the winner who carries the round, right? By that primary scoring criteria, you go to the secondary scoring criteria, which is ring generalship, effective aggression, right? And that's viewed as a tiebreaker to these judges. And I didn't know that before they told me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of everybody in the Texas State Athletic Commission, and I learned a lot from just picking their brains as far as what a judge looks for and what the scoring criteria are. And they said, well, it's viewed as a tiebreaker because there's a very good chance if you're controlling range, if you're dictating the pace of the fight, that often means that you're landing and doing the more consequential work with your punches. And so I didn't know that, and most fans don't. And so, if he's winning in your mind, that means, because honestly, from an eye test, I can't really tell whose work is more consequential in terms of punches, clean, effective, and consequential punches landed. Hold on, Tony. And so when you go back to the scoring, like the secondary, the tiebreaker, it would appear that Mario Barrios is dictating the pace of the fight now, isn't he? So that's a good observation, Robert.
Yeah, no, and what I'm wondering, what happens if that tiebreaker is not as conclusive? Like, let's say both of those criteria are so even that the judge, what happens then? There's not a third criteria.
No, there isn't. So you mean like some of the rounds were really difficult to score in Stanonis and Mestre in the first bout of the pay-per-view portion, right?
Yes.
And so in my opinion, you don't want to allow those. Oh, that eye of Mario looks terrible from that jab of Maidana. But so if I were a judge, and I think the State Athletic Commission should bring this back, allow judges to score more even rounds. Because if there's not a clear, definitive winner, you don't want to reward it to one guy over another. It's just like a feeling out round in the first. Why do you want to reward it to one guy over another if there's not much happening? In my opinion, they should allow judges to score more even rounds, right?
Why did that stop?
I have no idea. You can't yet. I have, honestly, I've asked them and they're like, well, I've asked judges and they've insisted to me that, well, they figure if that's your job and you're being paid for this, you should be able to discern a winner for every round. And that's how they view these. as 12 individual fights. They score each round as its own individual fight. And as soon as they do, they fill out the scorecard, turn it into the ref turns it into the commission, and then they forget about it. So at the end of the fight, they have no idea how they've scored the fight because they're focused on the round that's happening. And they score each round as its own individual fight. So FYI, guys, in case you didn't know.
Hello? You cut off a little bit, Joe.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you
Can
cut
you hear
off
me?
in the middle of what you were saying.
About
Why judge? You cut off in the middle of explaining why judges say they don't do score even rounds anymore.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, because the state athletic commissions, and it was started by taking the lead of Nevada, right? So they figure if you're being paid to do this, and if you're a professional boxing judge, you should be able to determine a winner in each round. And I don't agree with that. In my opinion, if a round is too close to call, you should be able to score it even, because that's not fair. Think about this. Like, could you imagine being a judge for someone like a fight like Gaddy Ward or Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo? How the hell do you score some of those rounds? So this is it. That's it,
And
guys.
another fight that was like that, to me, another fight that was like that was Marquez versus Julio, not Juan Manuel Marquez versus
Are you talking about Juan Diaz?
no, not
Juan
Diaz.
Yeah, he knocked his ass out. Are you talking about Raul Marquez or Rafa Marquez? Which one?
Raul.
Yeah, Raul's a great guy, man. In fact, most people don't know this. Our own James Gogi, right? Who's you can hear him every Sunday. He used to be the trainer of Raul Marquez.
No, the fight I'm thinking of is Marquez versus Morales.
Oh, Marquez versus. Are you talking about Barrera versus Morales?
I thought
those three.
No, I thought Juan Ma fought Eric too, also, or no?
Let me look. I don't remember. Obviously, they weren't that memorable, and it was at the tail end of their careers.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of Barrera versus Morales.
Yeah. See, once again, that first fight. How do you score that shit? How do you score some of those rounds? Because that was breathtaking, man. That was give and take, and it was very difficult to determine the winner of rounds. And that's why I take exception to fans who insist that Barrera got robbed in the first fight, right? Right?
Yeah.
Like, hold on, guys. A decision is being rendered from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
I'm saying
Wow.
Mario.
Hold on, brother. Well, that eye doesn't look good. That eye does not look good. It looks like Diego Corrales' man after the Jose Luis Castillo fight. Like he looks like he may have broke his orbital bone. Wow. That jab of Maidana, man. Told you it was a really competitive fight. But yeah, Robert was right. He was leading on the scorecards, dictating the pace of the fight. Yeah, man, it looks awful. Awful. Looks like Joe Joyce versus the Big Bang Zhilei Zhang.
See, that's what confused me sometimes, Joe, when I see some of these cut men and you see the like it seems like some of these cut men are not doing their job correctly, and you see like, or is it just some of these fighters have a week like this? they bruise
I'm
up
sorry.
you no matter how much the cut man.
Well, look, that's the reason why I couldn't fight, because I had speed. I had athleticism when I was young. I was in shape. When I was 21, I weighed $145. But dude, you give me a nothing jab right in the chops, man, and my lips would like balloon up like yeah, and I'd get a black eye. I was as bad as what's his name? Jorge
Linares.
what's his name? Jorge Linares. Yeah. I would cut up and I would balloon up. Like I'd get a puffy eye, puffy lip, broken nose. I broke my nose 3 times. That's why I have this voice. And so, yeah, most people don't realize, most fans don't realize what determines a lot of your successes and failures in this business at the world-class level is your ability or inability to take a good shot. And that gets very understated, right? Like, look at a guy like Danny Garcia. A guy like Danny Garcia got as far as he did because he had a granite chin. Let's face it. He's a really strong puncher, really good counter puncher, very underrated. But almost as valuable of a weapon was his ability to take a solid shot. How many times
Mikey
did
was
you
like
ever
that
see?
too.
Like, think about this. How many times did you ever seen Danny Garcia get hurt in a fight? Can you think of one time?
The only fight I can remember was one early on it, like where he didn't get knocked down, but he was wobbled a little bit. Was one of the fights at 126 or 130 or something. Like one of his fights early on is when he was younger.
Look, the only time I can maybe think about him getting wobbled a little bit was no, he didn't even get hurt against a big puncher like Kendall Holt. He didn't get hurt. He wiped up the floor with Eric Morales. He was outboxed by Maestro. What's his name? The guy who beat him in Puerto Rico and didn't get the decision. Got jobbed, I think.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Even against a solid puncher like Lucas Matisse, he never got hurt. And people don't realize that is maybe your biggest asset as a prize fighter at the world-class level.
Mikey was like that too, I think, right?
Mikey was just smart and he never took punishment. In fact, the only fight where he ever really took punishment was against Errol Spence Jr. And no, he never got knocked down, never got wobbled. So yeah, I guess you could say that, but he was an elite level talent, Mikey in his prime, Mikey Garcia, where his understanding of distance and range was impeccable, elite. He was, and dude, pound for pound power in his prime. Mikey Garcia was a monster at 26, 30, and 35. That guy would knock you into next week. And he
Would
was
you say Mikey had a granite chin like Danny did?
No, because he never tested that theory. Like, we don't know. Because he never really got beat up. He never, like, even against a guy like Orlando Salido, who put pressure on him from start to finish, I think he knocked him down like maybe 3 times. And he, I think that fight was called short because of a headbutt and cut. And I think Robert went ahead and called a halt to the bout.
Yeah.
But even in that fight, we really never saw his chin tested. He was an elite level talent, guys.
And Joe, this is another thing I've noticed too. Like every time they announce a fight, and they say there's no, you're never. They used to have a Saved by the Bell rule early on. Why did they stop that?
I'm sorry, what?
When they like put the rules on the TV, they say you're never there's not, the referee can't save you at any point during the round. Like the bell doesn't save you. Like at any
you
point
can't be saved by the bell? Yeah.
Yeah. Why did they stop doing it? Like, because I remember they used to do that like when early on in Floyd's career and Oscar's, they used to have that rule where the fighter would get saved by the bell. Why did they stop that?
No. You've never been able to be saved by the bell, right? Never. Now, what they used to do was a standing 8 count. And I don't agree with that either. Right? Like, I hate standing 8 counts. Right? It's like, dude, take a knee. That's part of being a fighter. You've got to have that wherewithal, man. If you're taking a beating and you think you're on the verge of getting knocked out, take a damn knee. You get 10 seconds to recover. If you're in great shape, yeah, you'll survive the round.
And that's the point of a great trainer too. You should know when to protect your fighter too. Sometimes these trainers don't protect the fighter from themselves when they see that they're not like they let the fighter's pride get the better of them and they continue to take punishment.
It's not so much that, it's knowing your fighter, right? If you know that nothing's working, well then yeah, pull him out if he's taking too much punishment. Why go 12 rounds when you're taking a beating and nothing's working? You've got no chance. And if you don't have one punch knockout power, yeah, why do it? Why risk your fighter's future, right? But sometimes it's, how hard these fighters train. This is why I can't stand referees with a quick trigger who's going to call a halt about the first sign of trouble. That's why we watch. We want to see that drama. Fans want to see how you survive through adversity, right?
Yeah, but I also hate
Hold on, Tony. Hold on. So, like, honestly, your trainer knows how hard you work in the gym. That's why you train as hard as you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, I don't know why why refs today do not give fighters more benefit of the doubt. Let them fight through adversity. Fans want to see it. It creates that drama. And that's why these guys train so meticulously. That's why they go through so much wear and tear in camp to be able to survive that adversity. Mm-hmm. We love to see it. Oh, can you hold on? I need to fill up my glass with water. My voice is getting scratchy. So, guys, please give me a couple seconds. Por favor.
Okay.
Tony, go ahead and talk about whatever you want while I'm getting water, my friend.
Yeah, no, and also what I also noticed, you say referees have a quick trigger, but I see it the other way too, to the extreme, the other way where the referee is way too patient and doesn't step in. Also, Joe, like it's to the extreme, the other direction also, where the referee doesn't step in and protect the fighter from himself, and he lets the fighter continuously get beaten, even though he knows the fighter can't take any more punch. He just stands there and looks at, and the fighter's not defending himself. The perfect example is that fight with David Morrell, where that fighter at the end of the fight had to go to the hospital. That fight should have ended sooner than it was supposed to, because that guy couldn't defend himself at all. He was getting beat down.
All right, I'm back, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Joe, what I was saying is, it's to the extreme the other way also, where I've seen referees not step in when they see a fighter getting beaten down. Like, so you see it to the extreme where the referee has a quick trigger, but I also see it the other way where the referee doesn't step in to stop.
Very seldom do you see that.
The perfect example is the Yorbo Sinley fight with Morrell. Remember that fight? Where he was getting beat.
Yeah, that ruined Tony Weeks, guys. That Eidos Yerbasanala fight with Dave Morrell Jr. in Minneapolis. In my opinion, and it's not just my opinion, that's a fact, that ruined Tony Weeks. Like, because that guy got sent to the hospital with a brain bleed and it retired him basically. He's never going to fight again. And so that really did something to Tony, because think about this, guys. He was always viewed as a very liberal referee who gave the fighters the benefit of the doubt and gave them every opportunity to fight through adversity. And that's why we saw that amazing dramatic ending of Diego Corrales and Jose Luis Castillo back in the day. And so after that, yeah, he had a very quick trigger. And then you look at his decision-making in Rolly Romero versus Ismael Barroso, and also the second to last fight with Virgil Ortiz. Yeah, he was done. He was done. He needed to retire after that. That ruined him. So you're right about that. The very, very good. Oh, hold on. What's up, Double L? My eyes hurt from that horrible red light lens they keep doing. Yeah, agreed.
So why isn't there any more, like, it's always to the extreme both directions, Joe? There's not a referee that's in the middle anymore. Why is that?
Because they're coached by the commissions. Since the Magomed Abdusalamov tragedy in New York, that cost the state athletic commission, like, I think $25 or $30 million. Yeah, it cost the state that much money. So now they're very conservative, and their primary objective is fighter safety now. So I think that lends itself to why there are more safety first fighters now, where people aren't, like, you look at how often do you see Rock'em Sock'em robots anymore? And like, I don't think we'll ever see another Gaddy Ward one, right?
You see
I don't think
Rock'em
we'll
Sock'em
ever.
more in the later that style. Rock'em Sock'em is more in, like, from that style of fighting you see more from like 110 to 118, the lighter divisions. You don't see that as you get bigger and stuff like that.
No, you're right. You're right on the money. And two reasons. One, when you get hurt, yeah, there's a very good chance, or there is a chance, that the referee is going to stop it prematurely. And two, most importantly, guys, PEDs, everyone is doing it, right? So they got more endurance. They're stronger, faster, better reflexes. Yeah. So you see guys respecting their opponent's power a lot more often. And so they're not as willing to sit in the pocket and jam, right?
Yeah. There was another fight that I saw that I thought the referee should have ended it earlier, but the guy was actually fighting back a little bit. I think it was a Virgil Ortiz, or I think it was a Virgil Ortiz fight recently, or it was a Jesus Ramos fight. One of Jesus Ramos' fight where he was beating down on that guy. Do you know the fight I'm talking about?
No, I'm just thinking right now. I'm getting ready for the main event of the evening, Tony, and because we've got Canelo versus Munguia on tap, guys. It is about to start. Their entrances are coming up, and right now, brother.
Predictions.
Woo! So what are your official predictions, guys? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours. Yeah.
I have Munguia winning a split decision.
Woo! Guys, I love big fight night. There's nothing like it. Thank God for Saturday night. I'll tell you what.
Did you hear my prediction, Joe?
Fight night, guys. Let's hear it, sir. Tony, what's your official prediction, sir?
I have Munguia winning in a close fight in a split decision.
You know what? Brother Ram says Munguia better let his hands go. Well, do you think that'll serve him well in his fight against a prolific sharpshooting counterpuncher like Canelo Alvarez, who combines speed with power. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you my prediction before the fight starts. W.A.W. says I got Canelo 9 through 12, TKO or unanimous decision. Tony, I agree with you, brother. I think Munguia is going to outwork him, especially in the mid to late rounds. And I think Munguia is going to win a very controversial split decision. That's what I say.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying Munguia is he's younger and I think this fight is when we see Father Time finally catch up with Canelo.
Well, we'll see, brother. We'll see, because the Charlo fight didn't tell a shit now, did it? Here
No,
comes.
it didn't.
So here comes Jaime Munguia. Woo! Let's rattle off the tell the tape, guys. Woo! I love this. I love big fight night, guys. Can't get enough of it. We need more. I tell you what, the month of May is going to be straight fire. And we've got every single week. In fact, in 2 days, we're going to see the pound for pound champ. Well, one of the pound for pound fight champs, Naoya Inoue, defend his undisputed titles at 22 against Luis Neri. But let's take a look at the tell tape for Jaime Munguia, right? Okay,
6
computer,
feet.
come on, baby.
6 feet.
So hold on.
168.
Jaime Munguia comes in. Here, check it out. Jaime Aaron Munguia Escobedo. He's going to come into the ring at age 27. Fights out of the orthodox stance, stands 6 feet even. 6 feet even in the center of the ring from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He comes into the ring with a perfect record. 43 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 34 big wins coming by way of knockout. Now here comes the breadwinner, boxing's top attraction in North America. Maybe. Is he still? We'll see. Here comes Canelo Alvarez.
Saúl Canelo Alvarez.
I will say this. I love Canelo's entrances for Cinco de Mayo. Outstanding. There's none better, guys.
You know who my favorite person to do Canelo Alvarez is when they introduce the names is I forgot the guy who used to work for Showtime who did he's a Hispanic guy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
You're talking about Lupe Contreras.
Yeah, Lupe.
Yeah, because I'm a ring announcer. I will do Lupe's impression, right? I do a Lupe impression. So guys, when I do the amateur show this Saturday, right? We've got a pro-am show coming up in San Antonio, Texas at the Social Spot on Saturday, May 11th. And I'm going to be doing the amateur show. So for all the kids, I do my Michael Buck impression, Jimmy Lennon, and I do Lupe Contreras as well as my own. And so Lupe has this strange tick where he goes off key. And because I'm a musician, I'm able to pick that up very, very quickly. Like, it's hard not to notice once you hear it, right?
No,
Ladies
I'm not.
and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez. Yeah,
I'm not.
Lupe is awesome, man. I love Lupe.
No, I'm not talking about Lupe Contreras. It's another guy. He doesn't work for Showtime. It wasn't Showtime. It was either HBO or ESPN. He was he always did the fights for like Oscar and like the Barrera fights, you know, and he sometimes did Canelo's fights too when he fought on ESPN. Not Lupe Contreras. It was another guy. Not Jimmy Lennon.
Hold on, Tony. Hold on, brother. Hold on, Tony. Tony, I'm going to have to ask you to leave because I'm being joined right now. And once again, Tony, thank you for being my co-host tonight, brother. I really enjoyed all of our discussion. Thank you very much, my friend. But I'm going to call the fight now with former fighter and editor-in-chief, one of the smartest, minds in boxing, the incomparable Lee Cleveland. Lee, how you doing, my friend?
Thank you for that warm intro that I don't deserve.
Oh,
thank
shut
you.
up.
I'm doing great,
Stop
man.
it. Oh,
doing
dude,
great.
I can't wait. I love it. Woo!
Man, I just saw that monster left hook to the body that was just, ouch.
Dude, I tell you what, Canelo's entrances are always straight fire, guys. Woo!
So, Joseph,
Big
where are
fight
we?
night in Vegas.
So I just ordered it. Where are we? I'm seeing Brendan Figueroa.
No,
Is that where
dude,
we are?
that was the second fight,
Oh God. Okay, I got to fast forward.
because
Thank you for
Canelo
telling me.
is marching out to the ring.
Oh no. Okay, I'm going to fast forward, bro.
So, out of curiosity, how did you order it? Was it through DAZN or Amazon Prime?
The latter.
Amazon Prime?
For some reason, yeah. For some reason, it's just showing the ending of the Figueroa fight.
No. Well, that's no good.
But hold on,
'Cause,
but no, I'm fast forwarding it though, so it's going to take me a little bit.
Very good, very good. You'll get caught up by the time they fight. T-Mobile Arena, the house that Canelo built. Will he reign supreme as the undisputed 168-pound champion? Or will a new star of boxing be born and coronated tonight in Las Vegas? Guys, I can't wait. We will see. One of the great things I love about boxing is that the truth always reveals itself in the ring. We will find out, does Canelo still have it? Will we see the Canelo of old, or will we see an old Canelo? And you know what, W.A.W, I couldn't agree more. I am pumped to the gills, brother. Here comes Jimmy Lennon Jr. This is exactly how it's done, my friend. I'm sorry, Lee, for my money, it doesn't get any better than Jimmy Lennon Jr. Except maybe
I
for
know
his
you
dad.
like him. He's your favorite, isn't he?
His dad was my favorite, but yes, right now he is my favorite. And
Okay.
it's almost like a roller coaster, his cadence, right? Can you hear me?
Right. I'm trying to catch up here. So
No, take your
where
time,
are
brother.
you? They've introduced Thomas Taylor, right? The referee.
Dude, Thomas Taylor is the ref. Guys, honestly, this is where you're wasting Thomas Taylor's talents. Because can you see any holding in this fight happening? No. So why would they use Thomas Taylor for this assignment?
Where are you?
In my opinion, Thomas Taylor is the best referee in boxing at this time.
Right. I'm still trying to get caught up. Where are you? I'm passing by the Munguia intro. They're introducing Munguia.
That's it. That's it. I'm right there. Right there. Woo! It's prime time? Holy shit. And
they
welcome to
introduced
the
Canelo
show.
yet?
So welcome to the show for the very first time, John Wallace. How are you doing, sir?
Hi. Hey, how are you?
We're doing well. I hope you're enjoying fight night, and thank you for hanging with us, brother.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I can't wait. What is your prediction, John?
For Canelo wins by KO.
Really? What round?
Maybe the middle rounds.
Wow. Lee, what is your official prediction for this fight, sir?
I'm going to go with a safe one. I like Canelo by UD.
I like Jaime Munguia by controversial split decision, brother. Yes, I said it. Guys, do not be shocked if Jaime has almost as many fans, if not as many, as Canelo tonight. Hey, did you see your future ex-wife there, Lee? That Mexicana?
Oh yeah, sitting in the stands.
Yep.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, man.
Yep.
That's all
Aren't
you,
they all,
bro.
brother? Aren't they all, man? Look, dude, we are men. We love boxing, and we absolutely adore women. So I can't understand this Joto mentality of choosing one promoter over another. Boxing fans, let your balls hang, brother. Be men. Support your beloved boxing, regardless of promoter, regardless of fighter, regardless of network. Come on now. Because, like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm going to be politically incorrect right now. That's just downright gay. That's just downright gay, guys.
Right. Has the bell rung yet? Has the bell rang yet? Rang or rung?
It's about to ring. Maybe I'm slow. My San Antonio internet usually is. But I got the DAZN coverage because I can't stand Mauro Ranallo. How do you like that? Here goes. A lot of people favor heavily Canelo at the time of the first bell. Canelo is a 6-1 or 5 or 6-1 betting favorite on most race and sports books. Let's see if they measured this one correctly. Guys, with under the tutelage now of Freddie Roach, I expect Jaime Munguia to fight at a more measured pace behind his jab, and Jaime Munguia is noticeably bigger than Canelo. And I expect this. Canelo's going to be using lateral movement, expected to adopt a similar fight plan as the first Golovkin fight. Especially in the first 3 rounds, guys. Yeah, dude, Jaime Munguia looks huge. Is it just me?
Well, where are you in the round?
Yeah,
Joseph?
guys, I'm at 212.
Oh, I'm at 144. Are you on first round or second?
First round.
Second. First round.
Yeah, first round.
Okay, so I've caught up.
Are you already in the second?
No, I'm at 130 of round 1.
Okay, that's fine. So, guys, expect a feeling out round for the most part for both gentlemen. They want their eyes to get adjusted to the timing, speed, movement of their opponent, right? So don't expect much in this first round. This is a 12-round fight for all the marbles at 168. And Jaime Munguia, guys, has only had one fight at 68 prior. But look at the jab, the footwork, much improved from Jaime Munguia under the tutelage of Freddie Roach. And not so much Freddie Roach. I'm not going to give him that much credit. I think it's more of a product of that beating he took at the hands of Sergey Derevyanchenko, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset.
Oh, that's what, John? So, oh my gosh, you're seeing Munguia tie up Canelo? Get the hell out of here.
Oh, good left hook. Munguia is opening up.
By whom? By whom? You're ahead of me. So you have good left hook by Canelo.
This is already a good fight. This is actually not a feeling out round. This is actually a little bit more than
Final
that.
minute.
This is already a good fight.
Yep, the final minute. You're right. This is a.
I like Canelo the way he looked though. He looked composed. He had that look like I've seen this before. I know what I'm doing. You know, he has that look of confidence. The way that he moves.
But Lee, can he match the work rate of Jaime Munguia moving forward?
Right.
Because counterpunchers often have trouble against volume punchers on the inside. And once again, if we saw the John Ryder fight, he's taking more shots than he has ever been before. So that means his reflexes are slowing down. We'll see, guys, but round 1 in the books. Tell you what, man, this is going to be a great fight, guys.
Now, how would you score that round?
Me? I would have scored it even. But if I were a judge, I would have given it to Canelo.
Right. I said my answer is exactly yours. Your answer is mine.
Very good. Great minds think alike. Woo!
It's a fast pace, Joe. Very fast pace for both fighters coming out. It's shocking. It's fast paced immediately.
And you know what? I'm a bit surprised also, Lee. Are you a bit surprised that both men are utilizing lateral movement?
No. I mean, this is what I expect. This is what I expect as far as the movement. But it's the volume of punches and the ferocity. I mean, these guys are throwing with bad intentions already.
Yep. Oh, gosh, man. Canelo is the speed that kills. It's amazing what he lacks in volume. He makes up for in speed, power, and explosiveness. Canelo is almost like a mousetrap. Woo! Dude, and that's why he seems to always get the benefit of the judges' scorecards in the close rounds. Because his offense is so beautiful to watch.
Yes.
It's so eye-catching and pretty.
He has a beautiful style. Oh, Munguia opening up good. Munguia, great combination.
I like the volume. I like the hand speed. I like the jab.
Says, can Munguia keep this up? And he's going in harm's way. Can he keep this up and not get hurt by one of those Canelo haymakers? Canelo's throwing the left hook to the body very well tonight.
Oh my gosh, I like the output of Jaime Munguia and Canelo. Once again, guys, if you're not just throwing one punch at a time, it's very difficult. If you throw volume, punches and bunches, it's very difficult for a counterpuncher to get off.
Munguia does
that
look
jab. Good. Yep, that jab is already giving Canelo problems. In the immortal words of Teddy Atlas, it's putting bugs on the windshield. Good right hand by Canelo. This is a great, aggressive, tactical chess match between both men right now. And honestly, I love what I'm seeing by both fighters. This is a far cry from Canelo versus Charlo. And Jaime Munguia, he's putting on that steady pressure. It's not ignorant pressure, but he's, putting Canelo on his back foot. And here comes Canelo as I say that, right? Oh, Canelo's a bad
I'd
dude,
give that
man.
round to Munguia. Munguia.
Indeed. I would give that round to Munguia as well. He looks like the younger, fresher man.
And he landed the more impactful punches here. Although Canelo was never really hurt, but he was definitely opened up, definitely outpointed him in that round. And both guys, I'm just throwing power shots early. I mean, these guys are loading up early.
Guys, I have a feeling this is it's already a good fight, but I have a feeling we're going to see drama and we're going to see a great all-action fight in the back half. Because already, guys, this is just the majesty of a Canelo event, right? Like the fanfare, the majesty of a Canelo Cinco de Mayo event. This is a big, big deal. And Jaime doesn't seem phased by the stage, does he?
No, not at all. I mean, Munguia, he's got a good game plan, excellent game plan for fighting this guy, and he's
Yep.
keeping on that game plan. He's putting some pressure on. He's using that reach.
Mm-hmm.
He's mixing up the punches.
Man, Munguia looks
going
huge.
Upstairs, going downstairs.
Yep.
I mean,
how much do you think Munguia weighs on fight night tonight?
He looks like a cruiserweight, man.
He looks like a cruiser.
Small cruiser, maybe, or at least a light heavy. Yeah, he looks like a cruiser.
He looks considerably bigger than Canelo. Canelo has to get his respect. He's got to crack him with something hard to keep him from just coming forward. But that jab and that hook off the jab.
I'm surprised Munguia's brought some speed up to 168.
Yep. Speed and power.
I didn't expect him to be quite this fast.
Well, look, honestly, he's 27 coming into this. Canelo is 33 and a lot of miles on his odometer. He's been a pro since he was 15. Oh, almost beautiful counter uppercut by Canelo.
I have Munguia winning, but I have Canelo composed. I have Canelo. He's composed. He's just sitting back. Wait till this guy makes a mistake. I'm gonna nail him. That's what he's saying. Is he? But will Munguia give him the chance? Will Munguia give him the chance? But he's waiting for that mistake. He's waiting for that counter. Waiting for his hand to drop. He's waiting for that mistake.
In my opinion, he can't be waiting on Jaime Munguia. He needs to. He needs to land something substantial. But once again, we talk about what are the best chins in the business right now, Jaime Munguia. But he cannot wait on him. Canelo has to apply that pressure. Put him on his back foot. He's not as comfortable and he's not as proficient when he's backing up. Canelo needs to apply that pressure as the smaller man here.
Right. He looks like Bivol, like standing in the ring with Canelo.
That's
he's
what I'm
just
saying.
that big.
He looks like a light heavyweight. Yep. You know, Canelo, though, you cannot discount his punch selection is immaculate.
Oh
my gosh, on the ropes. Jaime Munguia.
Oh, is Canelo hurt?
Oh my gosh.
This could be an upset. Not yet, but
guys, don't count Canelo out once again. Well, look, guys. This is why he chose Jaime Munguia, so he could find out exactly where he is, right? Because we didn't find out anything on the Charlo fight. Here goes Jaime Munguia. And Jaime, very intelligently. Wow. Coach Gogi is calling me right now, guys. Hold on. I'm going to press you. Lee, your thoughts after round?
All Munguia so far. At least rounds 2 and 3.
Is Canelo all right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a problem. Like, this guy's a much taller fighter. He's got that long reach. He's younger. I think Canelo's all right, though. But he won't be if he keeps eating these shots like he is. I'd like to see, I mean, Canelo just seems like it's the work rate. It's the reach and the work rate, the punching in volume, the hard punching by Munguia. It seems to be giving Canelo a lot of trouble. Every time he gets inside, he pays for it. But there was a good left hook. But he's not letting Canelo get in. There's another good right hand by Canelo. This could be, your prediction could be, who knows? I mean, Canelo could wear him down because he's landing some shots too now. I'm not sure if Munguia can fight at this pace through the middle and late rounds. I mean, we'll see.
Guys, we are in for a special treat. James Gogi will join us as soon as the fight is completed. So look forward to that, guys. But this is already a great fight. Canelo, you're seeing the pride of Mexico. You're seeing his fighting pride, his championship swagger. He's not going to go down without a fight, and you're seeing this. Trying to take control of this fight. I'll tell you what, though, the key is that Jaime Munguia jab. He cannot abandon it. Without that jab, Canelo's just going to walk through the front door and get his pound of flesh. Homage to the great Bobby Chez. How do you like that?
Good shot. Oh, wow. Oh! Canelo's taking shots, but he's landing some too. Damn. Oh,
Yep.
no!
This is a
He's
great
down!
fight, guys.
He's down!
Oh, my gosh! Oh, my gosh!
Wow!
Who's down?
Munguia went down.
Oh, my gosh!
Munguia's badly hurt.
Oh, my
Here he
gosh!
comes.
Oh, my God!
I didn't tell you.
Woo!
Told you.
That's what I thought. Didn't I say that, Joseph? I said he's just waiting.
Canelo! Yep. Canelo! Canelo! Woo! That is the majesty.
Dude, there was nothing flash about that. That was when it was into the fight knockdown. But like I said, he had that look of confidence. Like he's like, wait, I'm gonna get him. And he got him. Once Munguia opened up, it created opportunities for Canelo. He stepped in and nailed him.
Woo! Oh! Woo! I love it! I love it! Woo! Hey, how does it feel, Munguia, to be on the big stage, baby? Woo! Guys, this is great. And my brother, J.R. Bell, is there ringside as part of the press.
Wow.
I'm sure he's having a great time.
Wow, that almost ended the fight. Wow.
Canelo coming through, baby. Woo! Boom. Never saw the uppercut. So guys, you cannot say enough about Canelo's creative combination punching.
Yeah,
you
a lot
can't
of tools.
anticipate it.
A lot of tools, man. Like I said, a lot of tools.
You cannot anticipate it. Yep.
It's kind of like Batman. Remember the TV show Batman? He always had those tools in his belt. He had like every kind of tool in his belt. Well, that's like Canelo.
Yep, that's it. Very
He's got all these tools.
And can I just say, you're never going to see this kind of punch placement, this kind of action, this kind of technique in UFC. You're not.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. Woo! I tell you what, Jaime, you're not going to take his throne without a fight.
Goodness.
I love it.
Yeah, I think he got a little overconfident. He was looking good. He's looking good, feeling good. Snapped Canelo's head back a few times, and then boom.
Yep. The majesty of Canelo Alvarez, guys. Woo! Dude, I am excited.
I just thought Canelo's sitting back. I'm going to get him. Like I said, he's sitting back. I'm losing the fight, but I'm going to get you.
Oh, welcome
still
to
have
the
that
show,
he's got
Jaime.
that burst of speed. He still has that speed, Canelo, on the inside. Those short bursts.
Oh, he's explosive. Short, crisp, compact shots. Nothing else like it.
And they land, yeah.
Yep. Right on the target. Boy, Canelo is indeed a sharpshooter, man. Whoa.
Munguia is showing more respect now than he was early on. He's still punching, but now he's fighting from the outside. Not fighting as confident. Yep. Joseph. Canelo taking this round. Munguia's still there though. He's still fighting. But he's not throwing those hard haymakers like he was before.
Yep. And for good reason. Yeah, and remember I told you he's going to have to hit Jaime with something that's going to earn his respect. We just saw it, and now he's become a more tentative fighter. But this is the next round, though. We'll see. So he cannot abandon the jab.
Canelo landing hard shots.
Oh,
yeah, these are like these are these eye-catching shots where they just look pretty. Sweat comes off, is coming off Munguia. His head's flying back. These are just eye-catching punches. But Munguia is still hanging in there though. He's still coming forward. Still throwing shots.
He's blocking that left hook. Oh, dude, that arsenal of Canelo. He hits you with everything. Like if you cover up one section, he's going to find you. He's going to find that hole in your shield, and he's going to exploit it.
Right.
Canelo's got the entire arsenal, man. Woo!
So I'm giving this round to Canelo. But you know what? This could still be pretty on some cards. This could be 1 point Canelo or even. Okay, even with the knockdown.
Yep. John, what were you saying? Could be an
even fight. I mean, this could be an even fight, depending on how you're scoring it. Because that round was sort of close, but I thought Canelo controlled it.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And you know what, man? Honestly, Jaime Munguia, known having one of the best chins in boxing, at least that reputation. And that speaks volumes. If you earn his respect and force him to be a more tentative version of himself, that's saying an awful lot. Guys, we are finding the answers that we were all wondering, is Canelo slipping? Maybe. But I tell you what, he's still a badass, man. Hey, Lee, by the way, excellent color commentary, my friend.
Oh, thanks, man. So they have it. The Larry Hazard has it 48-46 Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could conceivably see somebody.
That's fine.
He gave Munguia the first round. So it's still a close fight. Even with the knockdown, even with maybe Canelo winning that last round.
Yep. And Jaime Munguia, once again, what is the common denominator from every fighter who troubles Canelo in the ring? It's the jab. You've got to use the intelligent jab. Double it and triple it at times. Oh, that double left hook was brutal by Canelo.
Canelo's using a pretty good jab himself right now.
That creative... Yeah, but that creative combination punching from Canelo is just beautiful. So he has to take advantage, Lee, of the parts where Canelo kind of takes time off, right? He'll throw a hard flurry, and then he'll move around the ring, and he'll fight in spurts. Jaime Munguia needs to take advantage of those times.
Well, I think that's what he probably thought he was doing when he got knocked down. Canelo had slowed down. He was unleashing. Oh, Munguia's opening up again now. So Munguia's getting his confidence back. Joseph. I mean, this could be a key point in the fight.
Well, he's a Mexican. He's a tough motherfucker. Pardon my French. He's coming on again right there.
He's coming on like he's got no fear now. Good shot by Canelo. Canelo is just... Yeah, he's just...
Combination hand speed of Jaime Munguia is beautiful. Guys, this is a great old school badass fight. I love it.
It's a great
elite level skill. Elite level skill. Enough brutality to keep the casuals involved. I love it. Oh, good double hook, man, by Jaime Munguia. Here's my ode to Roy Jones Jr. Oh, good butter shot. Oh, man. Did you see that? That's good body shot. Guys, we're midway through the fight. How do you have it scored?
Yeah, I've got to give that round to Munguia. I thought he made a good comeback that round. I thought he was more active. I thought he landed the more meaningful shots.
Yep, I thought he won it at the end of the round, the final minute.
His chin got cracked, though.
Uh-huh. Indeed, John. Gosh, this is an excellent fight. This is a high-level, brutal chess match that we're seeing, guys. This is exactly what we want our world-class prize fighters to do in the center of the ring. You're not seeing Jermell Charlo tonight. This is Canelo and Jaime Munguia. This is a great fight.
Charlo was trash, man. Come on.
Yeah. You don't say. So that's why he chose Jaime Munguia. It's not David Benavidez, obviously, but he wanted to see where he was because he didn't answer any of anyone's questions against Charlo. That wasn't even a fight. That was a guy who made a $10 million payday and was looking to survive. Okay? Back half of the fight starting now, guys.
Yeah. Wow. Munguia getting brave, but he's taking shots in return.
Yep. Oh, man, that explosive speed and power of Canelo Alvarez. Wow. That left hook is fierce. Yeah, you're right. Jaime Munguia is getting that confidence again. Oh, and as soon as he does, he takes a right hand for his trouble.
So total punches landed. They're saying 111 to 87, Canelo.
You know what? I can see that. Are they
Wow.
saying total punches?
He has thrown a lot more.
No, you know what, man? I don't put any credence in some idiot playing Nintendo and pressing a button. Right? Dude, honestly, what the hell does CompuBox even say anyway? It doesn't say a damn thing. Definitely doesn't tell you the consequence of the punches. So who cares? Well, I tell you what, the fans in attendance at the T-Mobile Arena are being treated to a classic right now.
And he's got Canelo against the ropes. Bam. And he backs off with the Canelo left and the Canelo right.
Oh,
wow. You can just see that respect oozing out of Munguia. He's brave, and then he takes the good combination, steps back.
Dude, and honestly, I'm laughing because this is pretty to watch. This is pretty to watch, guys.
Canelo's the greatest fighter since Chavez.
Oh my gosh, he's a badass. Canelo is a badass, but you know what? Jaime Munguia has proven his worth. He's proven that he's a worthy opponent, and he's willing to fight. But I think, yeah, are we starting to see that separation, Lee?
Hard to say. I thought we'd have seen it earlier. I think so. Canelo seems to have found the range a little bit, but Munguia is fighting a hell of a fight, man. He's fighting a brave fight. He's still throwing those punches in bunches. He's still throwing hard shots. He's making these. That was a close round, I think. I mean, it's maybe we'll have to wait.
That was very hard to score. Very difficult to score.
Rounds, you know.
Oh my gosh, the hand speed of Canelo is ridiculous. Did you see him trying to do that high guard, bait him in to get him to open up? He's trying to look for something to counter. And Canelo still hasn't sat down yet. The old man in this fight hasn't used his stool.
Well, George Foreman used to do that in his second career.
Yep.
George Foreman used to always stand up in the corner.
Oh,
He never
I
used to
tell you
switch.
what, Big George, man, nothing else like it.
Because Canelo has an adamantium chin.
Oh, listen to Tekken. Welcome to the show, sir. I'm sure De La Hoya got the judges. No, dude, stop it. Just stop. Like De La Hoya has more clout than Canelo at this time. Forget about it. Look at Sid UK. Welcome to the show, sir. Jaime is a bad man, but he's a...
Larry Merchant has a 68
Go ahead.
64, Joseph. Larry Merchant or Larry Hazard has a 68 64.
Well, dude, Larry Hazard, there's a reason why he's not judging anymore. Okay, they need to put him out to pasture. Stop it.
Yeah, I don't think I've got it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's that, but I've got it tighter than that.
Yes, I do as well. That jab is key, and I'm sure Freddie Roach told him that in between rounds. I would really like to hear the commentary from the trainers between rounds. Have you heard once from either trainer between rounds?
Nope. Munguia teeing off again. A lot of these punches are being blocked, though. Munguia exerting a lot of energy, though.
Yep.
With a lot of these shots, these shots aren't landing like before, though.
He's doing a good job working behind the jab, though, man. It's his first line of defense, and it sets the table for his entire arsenal of shots. Doing a great job right now, winning the round.
Bam. Right on Munguia's chin. I like it. I mean, Canelo's got some economy, too. He doesn't waste a lot of shots.
No, he doesn't. There's no fat on that.
Yes, like I remember that expression. Yeah.
There's no fat on those shots.
Munguia is starting to back up. Starting to look a little bit less confident now.
Oh. Woo! Beautiful left hook in the inside. I love it.
Now Canelo timing with that left jab.
Oh, it's just a thing of beauty, isn't it? Who do you have winning this round, Lee?
I've got Canelo winning the round. I think Munguia's thrown a lot, but he hasn't done much.
It's of no consequence, seemingly. So once again, guys, the primary scoring criteria that the judges look for: clean, effective, and consequential punches.
Who's currently in the lead?
I'm sorry, what, John?
Who's currently in the lead?
Larry Hazard, old man blind Larry Hazard, has Canelo winning by a very wide margin. I'm not so sure that's the case, but either way, I had Canelo as well as Lee winning the last round.
Yeah, he probably has once again 69. He probably has them up by five.
Yep.
By now, but again, it's Canelo. Well, so in boxing, boxing history, it's like you've got to do a lot to beat a legend, to beat a superstar in a round. Canelo could very well be up by 5.
Look. I don't like when people say that, Lee, with all due respect, my friend.
Oh, I understand, but that's just the way it goes.
Look. No, that's seemingly the way it goes from perspective. But the judges at ringside, they do not think that way. They don't. They judge each and every round as its own individual fight. And they look at consequence and effectiveness.
Well, I think any round.
Does your punch landed have a definitive consequence?
I mean,
because of the offense. Because of the eye-catching offense, combining speed with power.
Canelo tends to win any round that's close. Oh, good shots by Munguia.
Yep, he sure does.
He's teeing off now.
Yep. So, once again, Freddie Roach's theory, take Canelo in the back half of the fight, and he slows down considerably. Are we starting to see this, Lee?
Well, they've both slowed down a bit. I don't know. It's too early to say Canelo's slowed down. He's still throwing good shots.
He is.
He's still blocking. He's still blocking, too. So it's round 9. We'll have to see what happens in the championship rounds.
All I can say is right now, Dana White, kiss my ass. Woo!
Oh, is that a point? No?
No. Uh-oh. Yeah, you've seen Jaime Munguia slow down considerably and keep that right hand close to his body. That's the product of the left hook.
Oh, here comes Munguia again. Is that Canelo against the ropes?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Thomas.
Canelo does look spent. Now Canelo's got Munguia against the ropes.
Oh, my gosh. What a great fight.
Amazing.
Jeez. Hey.
Man.
Lee, can we see 2 beaners in the ring again, please? Mexicanos, please?
Yes, this is a fight Mexico was proud of.
Oh,
Look at
this
this.
is awesome.
Look at this toe-to-toe
this
exchange.
is awesome. Look at this. Woo!
I mean, Munguia looks like he's winning some of these exchanges again now. I mean,
Yep.
we're going back to rounds 2 and 3.
Yep. Once again, that was Freddie Roach's plan, to take Canelo in the back half of the fight and win the championship rounds, possibly putting him on his ass.
Oh, Benavidez is fighting Gavacic, huh?
Gvozdyk, and in my opinion, he's going to lose. Gvozdyk, guys, most people don't realize, Gvozdyk in this camp was Canelo's chief sparring partner. He is now managed by Eddie Reynoso. Fun fact, guys. Look at that sold-out, packed T-Mobile Arena, guys. There's Tank Davis. There's Dave Benavidez. Well, at least now it looks like Dave Benavidez isn't hammered like he was the other day on DAZN.
Oh. Larry Hazard just given all these rounds to Canelo. 88-82.
Of course. And watch, it's going to be way off from the judges at ringside because he sucks now. I don't know why Al Heyman keeps hiring this guy. Well, and then again, he may be accurate because if you can make a case for Canelo winning these rounds, then it could conceivably be scored that way, right?
Right, but if you're a casual fan watching this, just casual, you don't know anything about anything, you've got Munguia very much in this fight. You may even have him winning with the knockdown. If you're a casual fan and don't know anything about anything, you could very well. So if it continues to go like this and Canelo gets a decision, you're gonna have people that are gonna be outraged. If it continues to go like this and Canelo wins, a thin decision or especially a wide decision.
Yeah, well,
because Canelo is not.
Depending on how this paper
overtly. I mean, he might be winning the fight, but he's not overtly winning. I mean, you can make a case. If you know what you're watching, you can make a good case for him. But if you're just a casual fan, it looks like Munguia is given as much as he's taken.
Exactly. But that's the brilliance of a knockdown, though, especially a vicious one like we saw earlier in the fight, because it's like people remember that moving forward. If you want to influence judges at ringside, yeah, score a knockdown, guys.
Things are slowing down a bit. This might be a tough fight to score, Joseph.
Yep.
This might be one of those fights.
Yep.
Good
I
shot
think they're
by Canelo.
biding their time. What is it, the 10th?
Yep.
Is this the 10th or the 9th?
The 10th.
The 10th. So we should see things heat up right after this. You hear the crowd chanting Canelo.
Wow.
Canelo's a bad dude. What does Larry Hazard have it?
They haven't showed
How do
it
you
yet.
have it, Lee? How do you have it, Lee? Have you been not keeping score?
I've kind of lost score, but I think this is a close fight.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Even with the knockdown, Canelo was doing well, but I think Munguia's made a comeback.
Yep.
Once he got brave again. I given him some rounds.
Yep.
He's got great recuperative skills.
Yep. That's what happens when you're in great shape, Lee. That's why fighters get in such great shape, so they can recover quickly.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, now Munguia's coming forward again, kind of like he's not giving Canelo that respect. Body shots, 44-43 Munguia.
See, I'm watching the zone coverage, and Chris Mannix has only given Jaime Munguia 3 rounds up to this point. So he's got it scored just like Larry Hazard.
Yeah, 98-91, Canelo, Larry Hazard.
Yep. So Jaime needs to go for broke. No guts, no glory, brother. I don't know what Jaime is waiting for. Time isn't his luxury.
I mean, look at the narrow scores that Bivol won by. Comparing those.
Yep.
And yes, Canelo's definitely ahead. If you want to compare those, that fight to this fight and those scores, well then yeah, Canelo's ahead because he's obviously not doing what Bivol did. But he's making a hell of an account of himself, Joseph.
It sure is. Sure is. Tell you what, Jaime is still in this, but he needs to start sitting on his shots, staying on the inside, bury your head in his chest, quit scooting back, stay on the inside if you want to win this fight. I tell you what, win or lose, he's really made a great account of himself. And to be honest, I think against anyone else besides Canelo, he would look really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, he looks good tonight.
This is a very competitive fight. Yes.
This is going to be interesting, Joseph. If there are no knockdowns, and if it's, this is going to be interesting.
One more round left.
So DAZN has Canelo way ahead.
Yep, just like PBC.
I don't know. Am I giving Munguia too much credit? I think this is a.
I don't think so.
With the knockdown, I think it's a tight fight.
I think the networks are giving the $35 million man the credit that he's earned, right? So I tell you what, going to your theory, you gotta take it from the champion. That seems to be holding true, brother. Tell you what, man, Canelo looks gassed. Gassed.
Munguia looks like Munguia's coming out looking like he needs, he's going to try to get that knockout.
So Munguia, Tekken says Munguia won the 11th. Robert says, I have Canelo up by 1 or 2. And John says, repeat or revenge. Let's see what the final round holds for us. Oh my gosh. Woo! Both men are going for it in the final, guys. Oh my gosh. Canelo is letting his hands go. Canelo's not cruising to the finish line, that's for sure. Those short, compact hooks, man, from Canelo on the inside. Beautiful. You need this one, Jaime.
Oh, beautiful shot
what a beautiful creative. Yep, what a beautiful creative combination. Like honestly, you can't detect where he's going to punch. Oh.
25 seconds.
Come on.
Good shot by Canelo.
Boom.
4 seconds. 3 seconds. Boom. I think Canelo, I got definitely Canelo round 12.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Concur.
Wait, is it over?
Mm-hmm. It's all over, John.
Already?
And that's it, guys. 12 rounds in the books. Who wins? According to both network unofficial ringside scorers, they have Canelo up by a very wide margin and a comfortable victory. Although it didn't look very comfortable for us, in the ring. Yeah, Lee, your thoughts on this fight. Who wins?
I thought Canelo won. I just think it's a little closer. Munguia did great. He had the volume punching. He came in with the right game plan. Just Canelo has just so many tools. But hats off to both fighters, especially Munguia. He brought some speed with him, and he threw power shots from the opening bell. So power shots, punches and bunches. He got up from the knockdown. He was the aggressor. A good portion of the fight. I thought that, and I thought it was a close fight, but I think definitely Canelo wins.
Guys, I will say this. Isn't it nice to see a fight deliver on the biggest stage of boxing?
Totally.
This fight delivered. I loved it. Sid UK. Those white scores are discussing as I would expect. Woo! Tell you what, man, I love it. I love it. This was an excellent championship fight, guys. So, Lee, here's the big question. Did you see slippage and an aging for Canelo Alvarez?
Joseph, it's hard to say because Munguia is a hell of a fighter. You got a tall, ranging fighter with a lot of durability,
strong,
a lot of punching power, a lot of speed. This is not John Ryder, right? This is a different level, I think, than John Ryder. So it's hard to say. Canelo wasn't dominant, but he's facing a really good fighter that had a great game plan. And a tall fighter that's going to use his height to his advantage.
So here's the $1 million question, Lee Cleveland. How does this version of Canelo fare against David Benavidez, the Mexican monster?
I would like to see more from Canelo.
Yep, indeed. Well, we'll see more from David Benavidez next month on June 15th.
Scorecards. Yeah. 115, 112, Steve Weisfeld.
Yep, Steve Weisfeld. There it is. 7 rounds to 5 with the extra point for the knockdown.
Right. I like his score the best.
Yep.
Lee, you were right by decision.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what, he earned that victory.
Sure did.
He had to work. Well, that was a great fight, guys. So Canelo
in trouble.
is still the undisputed king of super middleweight. Guys, let's just face it, 168. Canelo is a beast. Stay there. Do not fight at 75. And Larry Liston, still the face of boxing. Take that, Ryan Garcia, and humble pie for Oscar Garcia or Oscar De La Hoya. I love it.
If I lose you, Joseph, my phone died.
That's all right, brother. That's all right. You did a great job. Color, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I like Canelo's patience in this fight, Joseph. He was patient. This guy was throwing bombs, one after another, boom, 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 boom. And Canelo was just patient, sitting in the pocket, blocking some of them. Some of them were landing, but he was patient. He bided his time. He didn't get wild. He still had the economy thing going on with his punches. I like that.
Yep. he looked like by far the more mature,
More
battle-tested
seasoned,
fighter. Yep,
veteran fighter.
indeed. Yep. But that's what you get when you fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, once again, what does that say about a gifted fighter like Dimitri Bivol?
Well, Bivol one of the best.
Yep, pound for pound. So it's Artur Beterbiev. And once again, guys, we're going to speak with co-trainer for Artur Beterbiev on Monday, John the Iceman Scully, and he's going to talk all about when we should expect Artur Beterbiev back in the ring. Now, obviously, he has a knee injury, so we're going to find out exactly what's going on. That's going to be on Monday, lunchtime with the Iceman. How do you like that?
It's great Canelo's learned some English, man.
Oh. Jim Gray, kiss my ass and sit your ass down. Oh, here come the boos.
His English is great.
He said he can do whatever he wants, Joseph. He said he's earned the right to do whatever he wants.
And he has. He has. Yep. And he's not lying. He is the breadwinner. If this pay-per-view, like I think it did, if it sold over 1 million purchases, yep, he can say, David Benavidez, sit your ass down and wait your turn.
He's going through the names. Golovkin, Mayweather.
Yep.
Cotto, all these names. He's going through all these names of guys he's beaten. He said he deserves to call his own shots.
Dude, Jim Gray, do you really need a translator for that shit? Tell you what, man, that was a great fight. And Canelo earned his flowers. He's earned his flowers. You know, is it just me? I don't like this translator. There's my brother Eric Gomez from Golden Boy. And there's Bernard Hopkins. And there it is, guys. Canelo wins a unanimous decision with plenty of violence, just enough to keep us entertained, to retain his undisputed super middleweight crown. Lee, your parting shots, because I'm a little tired and my throat is killing me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me tonight, Joseph. Hey, it was a hell of a fight. And Munguia's learned something tonight. Coming in the ring. He's learned boatloads of experience from being in the ring with Canelo. Great fight. I loved it. Can't say enough about both of these fighters. Canelo had to dig deep himself to overcome this young lion. You can't say, hey, Canelo hasn't fought any young lions or he hasn't beaten any young lions lately because look at this guy. So I'm excited to see what happens next for Canelo. And I'm also excited to see what Munguia does.
Indeed. I tell you what, guys, honestly, I can't wait to see. This is a win-win for boxing because even though Jaime lost, I can't wait to see him fight again. And guys, sign it up. David Benavidez, take care of business on June 15th because, oh boy, what a fight Canelo versus David Benavidez would be for Mexican independence this September. Could you think of a better fight, Lee?
Absolutely not. No. Well,
and that's it.
Bivol Vitoria would be a good one. Well, yeah, Canelo Benavidez. That's a hell of a
John,
fight.
thank you for joining us, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to step aside for a second because, guys, be still my heart. It's my pleasure to introduce at this time guy with the best eyes in the business, the incomparable Coach James Gogi. James, how you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, man, what a fight. It was a good fight. Like I said, I thought it would be a good fight. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yep. I thought it was awesome.
I said it would be a good fight, man, but god dang, man, Jaime couldn't, the consistent, as the fight went on, you can see the difference in skill level and everything, which, Canelo was using his jab beautifully, man, countering with his jab beautifully. And countering with the, the right hands. Munguia would lunge in a lot, and Canelo would lean back and, rip that uppercut, man. It's just a difference in skill, man. That Canelo, man, his sneaky left hook, his lead left hook, them body shots, his combinations, man. Yeah, you can see he was on a different level than Munguia. But I thought Munguia kind of like abandoned his jab after he got knocked down. He wasn't using it effectively, and he wasn't putting his combinations together. I guess that knockdown did it, that put the fear in him, you know what I mean? So, but it was a good fight and everything. And I thought Munguia would pull the upset, and I thought Canelo, back after the fight, he would slow down. He didn't, you know what I mean? Training in that high altitude over there in, I think, Truckee, California, where it's, gives him that extra conditioning at an older age, he's going to need to fight these younger guys, especially if they go down the stretch. But man, let me tell you, it was a difference in skill level, man. Canelo, man, he just, you know what I mean? He was smarter, more skilled, more experienced. That jab, boy, was working beautifully tonight. Not only leading with it, but countering with that jab. Of course, some, them beautiful short compact combinations he likes to throw in the pocket. You know what I mean? The body shots. Yeah, you can see it's the difference in skill level, okay? At range or in the pocket. And yeah, Canelo, he was in good shape for this fight. He fought a good pace for 12 rounds. He usually didn't take a break after the 6th round, and his punch out slowed down. You know what I mean? He, but he still got hit a lot. You know what I mean? He doesn't slip punches effectively like when he was younger and everything. So, but Munguia, man, he just has real bad footwork still. And, his defensive flaws are still there. You know what I mean? Got better. But god dog, man, you know what I mean? His footwork is terrible, man. It's fucking terrible. I mean, he doesn't understand how to, when he's inside, get his combinations and take a couple steps back out of range so you don't get hit, and put that, and keep on putting that jab in Canelo's face up and down. You know what I mean? And, just keep him at a bay. But he just doesn't understand how to use his footwork to get him hit less and everything. And he blocking punches. He's terrible at blocking punches. He blocks him with his face and shit. And I mean, but he was getting hit. It was a good, like I said, Joe, he lost to a damn good fighter, Canelo. So no shame.
Yep. No shame in that. And W.A.W, thank you for hanging with us, brother. Said you were almost right. And Munguia almost got the upset. I did not expect to be that competitive. Gogi, once again,
who didn't expect it to be that competitive?
No one did. In fact, in Vegas sportsbooks, he was a 5 or 6 to 1 betting favorite.
Well, I knew it would be competitive, man. Yeah, it was just, I thought he would be able to pull the upset, in the back half of the fight. And, he didn't put his combinations together like he usually did, okay? After that knockdown, that kind of like put the fear of God in him, okay? He wasn't letting his hands go.
Yep.
All right? He wasn't letting that jab go. But anyway, yeah. And
can you say enough, though, Gogi? Can you say enough, Gogi, about the creative punch arsenal of Canelo Alvarez? It's so hard to anticipate.
Oh, you don't know what's coming at you. That's what I said last week. He has the ability to, be unpredictable. He's a creative combination puncher. He doesn't throw the same shit all the time. He mixes it up and he hits you at close range, at all angles, short and compact. Punches that are hard to see, punches that are hard to defend if you don't have good defensive skills in close quarters and everything, But Munguia, goddamn, man, he kept getting hit by that jab, man. You got to make that adjustment, and start, parrying that jab and jabbing back, slipping the jab and countering. He didn't do none of that tonight, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, all that stuff. Plus, on the inside, he did have good upper body movement, slipped a lot, but he would pull back up with his hands down, and Canelo would tag him, when he did that. He's just terrible footwork, though. Oh, Jesus, God. Like he tripped over himself.
Dude, that's why we love your eye on this show, man. And once again, this would go ahead, sir.
Man, that's one thing he needs to learn. If you're going to be an effective boxer and use that long reach he has, and use that effective jab, you got to have footwork, man. You got to understand how to use your range, how to use your footwork to keep that range and distance. Okay, then you got to know how to move in and out, move in circles, move at angles. You know what I mean, and do it fluidly, athletically, and keep your balance at all time. And that fucking guy, man, he was like, he turned the corner and he would trip. You could see he was off balance. You know what I mean? Yep. He needs poor fucking footwork. Oh, Jesus. I saw that right off the bat.
Yep. I tell you what, though, a great card overall. Guys, in your main event of the evening, Canelo Alvarez wins and retains its titles by way of UD over Jaime Munguia. Yeah. And to start things off, Stanonis. Whoa, what a great fight that was against Gabriel Mestre, and he retains his WBA welterweight title. And in your second bout of the evening, Brandon Figueroa gets the KO by way of hook to the liver at the hands of Jesse Magdaleno. And then, Mario Barrios wins a decision over Fabian Maidana. Coach, your takeaways from tonight. Of course, we're going to expound tomorrow night, but we want to leave. What are your takeaways for tonight? And how do you think this pay-per-view did?
Man, I told you it would be when you got two fighters with the same type of mental, physical mindset, they're not going to be scared to mix it up. They're not going to be, Munguia is not no Charlo, who fucking just went in there to get a payday. Okay. He went out there and took chances and everything. Okay. He put it on the line. He just lost a more skilled, more experienced, talented fighter. Nothing to be ashamed about. But Mestre and the Stanonis, that was a great fight.
Great fight.
What's his name?
Still Stanonis.
Yeah, what's his name? Mestre doesn't know how to handle that pressure. You know what I mean? Coming at him.
Yep.
Especially defensively. Oh my God. He gets in the pocket. He has his hands right near his chin, nothing protecting his face. You know what I mean? He thinks he's on the outside boxing. You know what I mean? But when you get in the inside, he had no defense on the inside. He was getting hit by them short right hands, the uppercuts, everything, the hooks. You know what I mean? And he got balls, but he got balls, but he just doesn't. His technique is poor in fighting in the trenches, in fighting a pressure fighter like Stanonis, and he couldn't take the jab away from Stanonis either. That's his best weapon, is that consistent jab. It's very short and sharp, but he had no defense against that. He was getting hit all night on that, man. You know what I mean? It was a great fight, though. And Gabe, he got balls and heart, and but he didn't have the skills like Stanonis did. Were in the pocket where Stanonis likes to fight and everything, man. You can see, and the body punches. Oh my God, he didn't throw no. You're fighting a good, tough pressure fighter like that. You gotta take some air out of his tires. How do you do that with good body shots? And you turn them. You keep turning them, man. Eddie Futch always told me a bull can't fight in circles. So what do? You hit them with some good shots and turn them, step around them, pivot around them, keep making them turn. Okay, not standing in front of them. Okay, with your hands up, and getting hit with everything because you don't know how to block punches correctly and at close quarters and no body shots. Not fucking nobody, man. You hit a guy like that. You gotta take some air out of him, okay? You gotta, you know what I mean? Kind of like put some fear and discourage him from coming forward.
You gotta earn his respect.
Yeah, man. And Stanonis, you know what I mean? You got to work at angles too, man. The guy comes in there with a nice high guard hard defense. Hey, that's when you start working angles. Okay, that's when it works. Now you saw it. I think the 12th round, you saw a little him stepping around Stanonis or using angles, and it was working effectively, but he didn't do it. We waited to the 12th round, man. Yeah, but anyway, it's Stanonis won that fight because he was more consistent and he was better at what he did than what Mestre. And the Barrios fight stunk. I don't want to talk about that. And that Figueroa fight stunk. Who cares? I don't want to talk about it. But the first and the last, that Canelo boy, what a skillful fighter he is at close quarters. I love those short leading left hooks, sneaky. You don't see him. You know what I mean? You think it's a jab, but it's really a hook coming at you. Then the body shots he throws. He's so creative. He mixes it up so good where you can't predict what he's gonna do, and he hits you from all angles, man. And man, when Jaime Munguia got knocked down in the 4th round, I'm like, what the fuck? It's too early. Don't get back on the outside. It's too early to get there. Then all of a sudden, boom, he got hit. Yeah, with that left hook, right uppercut. Yeah, and that right then and there, Joe, he wasn't as brave. He wasn't as courageous. You know what I mean? He showed Canelo more respect. Yeah.
Exactly. He was a much more tentative version of the Jaime Munguia that we saw at the outset of the fight. But Kogi, let's save some for tomorrow night. But Kogi, thank you for gracing us with your presence, sir. And
a lot of live listeners.
Well, we want to, I don't know yet, but we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. God bless all of you guys. And on behalf of Lee Cleveland, on behalf of the great James Gogi, I'm Joseph Heron. Thank you for watching the big fight with us. God bless all of you guys and have a safe and great evening, everybody.
Vashon Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron